On 4G, y'all. When you see me, I'm getting dope. On 4G, y'all. On 4G, y'all. On 4G, y'all.
4G Audio Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to a special episode of the 4G Audio Podcast.
Welcome.
I'm Stylez the Prophet.
I'm B Show.
And I'm Jonesy.
Together with the Basement Weirdos, and I already told you this is the 4G Audio Podcast. Are we 262? That's what's happening?
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Yeah,
262. That's right.
Crazy. That's a lot.
Nice.
But yeah, I know it's not Christmas yet, but Merry Christmas. We
It
got
is.
our fucking uniforms on.
That's it, man.
The
The
shirt's all
holiday
messed up.
episode.
Let's go.
the Santa
We
hats.
got a special one for y'all tonight.
So yeah, actually, so we're gonna get into this eventually. We got this card game, Drunk, Stoned, or Stupid. I was
Or
gonna
all
say
three.
if you've ever played it, you know it's sick. But I say that like I know it's sick. We actually haven't played it yet. We read through some of the cards and the rules, and looks like it's gonna be fun. So we will get into that a little bit
Should be
later.
a good time.
We have no guests this evening. It's just the boys.
Just the boys tonight.
The fucking 4G Audio Christmas party,
That's right.
I guess.
It would be, man.
Yeah.
It would be.
Man, I've been so
Christmas staff party right here.
tired lately.
Yeah. Hey, man,
And
you've been after it, you know?
Oh man, yeah.
Been after it,
What's
bro.
it?
Working life, eh? It's hard.
Yeah, I came home the other day from, well, I don't know, man. I was even saying to Bisha, I'm like, man, I feel like I was like getting sick or something this week. Just like tired. Maybe I'm just exhausted. But I came home from work the other day. I'm like, oh, my back kind of hurts. And I'm like, but it's not like where my back normally hurts. It's like a different spot. My brother's like, oh, he's like, it's a new feeling carrying everybody at work. Eh?
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's funny.
Oh, geez. No, they do a great job. But yeah, some of the people I sort of carry on my back a little bit. But that's okay.
Hey, man. It's a good spot. I mean, I only went there the once, but
Yeah,
I definitely look forward to going more for sure.
pretty good, right?
We got like the kids menus, and I knew you were telling me about like the drinks you had to deal with or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
And so we got them, and I looked at them, and I was like, I looked right to my wife, and I was like, yeah, so they're just right. And I'm like, cause yeah, don't let them look at the menu.
Yeah.
Yeah. And,
Oh, yeah.
Like for sure. You don't get those kind of drinks anywhere else for kids.
Yeah, man.
like-
Someone said the other day I made this one. It's like it's like an Oreo milkshake type thing. Like, but it's not like they're not like I don't know. Like there's one that's like the cotton candy shake.
Yeah, the cotton
But it's just
candy,
like a little bit of cotton candy syrup, milk, and then like you put cotton candy on the straw, and that's it. So it's just like milk and like, well, you put your cotton candy syrup and then milk.
Yeah,
like
it's
I
just
haven't
like some
drank it,
froth or whatever.
but it's like it
yeah.
doesn't seem like it's good. You know,
Right.
it's just like and it's blue milk.
Yeah.
But then I guess the Oreo one or some shit. Someone was saying the other day. I'm like, it's not like good because it's like I think there's ice and slush in it maybe or something like that.
Oh yeah.
And then it's like Oreo pieces, and then there's like a 2 ounces of this like ice cream extract or something, or it's like ice. I don't know.
Where is this from?
It's meant to be.
It's
a
from my
milk-
work.
It's
Oh,
meant
but
to be
we-
a
yeah.
milkshake. But they're
Yeah,
not
but it's
using
not
ice
like
cream.
yeah, and it's like, but it's
Right.
like. But I made it, and I was like, man, that can't be good. Like I don't know. Like I guess as a kid, you're like, ooh, like there's sugar in it, and it's good, you know. But someone said that, like, man, I swear everyone I give out like doesn't get finished. Like they don't drink much of it,
Right.
and like so they're like it's either not good or just like maybe kids don't like it or like I don't know,
Yeah.
whatever. But I'm like, man,
It's a normal thing for kids too to want something and then have a sip or two and
yeah,
not-
it's true, yeah.
yeah. And like it's a lot of the look too. So they'll see the cotton candy drink. It's colorful.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
want it, and then they have a couple sips and they're like, no, actually, I don't want this. 9 times out of 10 for my kids. That's why I always look to my wife. I'm like, it's apple juice or fucking
Yeah. Well, and like
Chocolate milk is usually the go-to for us.
and like if you get a chocolate milk, it comes in like a little kid's cup like this.
right.
But if you get one of those other things, it comes in like a pop glass. You know what I
Right,
mean? Like
yeah,
it's like a
like
bigger
a-
drink, and
yeah.
it's like probably not that delicious.
Yeah.
Like again, to kids, maybe I should try it before I start saying these things. But maybe to kids, it's better or whatever. But I'm like, it can't be like that good.
Yeah.
So I just feel like it's good to maybe avoid that.
Right, for sure.
But other people come by them, yeah.
You know, as a kid, it tastes all right, man. Because like I remember being a kid and like, you know, like how you get Halloween candy, and then there's those like weird Halloween candies.
Yeah.
And as a kid, you're like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna eat it." But as an adult, you're like, "Whoa, that's crazy." You know, like I'm gonna take all those weird ones away from my kid's bag. Yeah. Yeah.
See, whenever I was a kid,
It's like
I would end up with a bag full of just the shitty stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like those like generic Halloween caramel things or whatever.
Yeah, right.
It'd be like just that shit left, and I'm like,
yeah.
oh, I want candy, and I'm like, well, I guess I'm eating those, you know. But now I don't mind them. Not against
You
them.
learned to love them.
Yeah. But at the same time, man, we used to mix all of the pop together at the pop machine and drink that, you know,
yeah,
like it's
yeah.
like so.
I remember the
Anything's good.
Fosters at Mac.
Oh yeah, that's yeah.
Mix those together.
It's funny because actually one of the times that I was like, man, I think I'm getting older is like, because even like, I don't know, I was gonna say not long ago, but it could be like 10 years ago. I would mix I would at least like two, right? Like two different ones, right? Slushes. But then like my kid, like he would be getting like nowadays or whatever, like he'll get one and he's like this and this and this, like it comes out, it's like
a sign of
brown or
maturity
whatever.
when you
Yeah.
stop mixing.
Yeah,
your
I
drinks.
just come out, I got purple, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh shit, and like yeah. I feel like my dad whenever I was a kid, you know.
Yeah.
He's like, I just got the one. We're like, yeah, we got everything.
Drinking it how it was intended.
Yeah.
Or like the Renfrew Theater. I remember I would put so much dill pickle and salt and vinegar powder on my popcorn to like expect every single, like if I grabbed 3 popcorn, put it in my mouth, I'd be sweating.
Yeah.
That's how much was on it.
Take the lid off.
Now I would never think to do that anymore.
No.
Yeah,
Oh man, that's so good though. Or well, I mean, like it was.
it was. And then every other movie he'd be ballsy and he'd be like, I'm putting everything on this motherfucker. Even the cheddar, dill pickle, salt and vinegar, everything.
Oh, dress action.
Yeah.
Oh man, but actually back in the day, so the theater was open whenever I was like really young,
Yeah.
and then it closed.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it closed for like a little while, and then later, like, I don't know, I'd have to look into it, but I want to say I was like fairly old, like might be like at Lee's age maybe,
Yeah,
something,
yeah.
and then it like came back, and they opened again. But anyways, I only say this to say that there was a time when they didn't even have the stuff to put on your.
Yeah.
Back
You
when I
remember
did.
the-
Yeah,
you
I was
remember-
gonna say that.
You remember the umbrellas?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember, man. But here, I remember before the umbrellas.
Yeah.
And I want to say this is why it closed. The first movie I ever watched there was Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
And like, have you ever been there, Jonesy, to the Renfrew Theater?
No, I don't.
No,
think so.
it's like it's like an actual, like it was an old theater, like where they actually had like stage shows and stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
And so like when you sit in it, like you look up and it's all this like great, I don't know if you call it like architecture or whatever, but it's all like
yeah, it's like crown molding or whatever.
yeah, and
you
it's like
call
looks
it,
like
right?
there's
It's
like
cathedral-like.
gargoyles
yeah,
and
exactly.
shit.
Yeah. And then there's like, so I guess they're like fans or something, right? But like you can't see the fan, or maybe I don't know, maybe they're just vents or whatever. But it's like these huge. They look like huge fucking.
Like-
They're maybe like 6 feet wide circles,
Okay.
and it looks almost like some kind of like artistic sewer lid, kind of or
Mhm.
whatever. And that relates to the story because it was leaking. There's water leaking
Yeah.
down on us. And I'm like, the way that everything looks and it's dark and like we're watching the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, right,
I'm like,
right.
we're in the sewer, you know?
sewers,
Like,
that's
yeah.
hilarious, bro.
And I was,
happened to be high on mushrooms or something.
no, I was like 4 years old or
Yeah.
something.
Okay.
So it's like the equivalent, I guess.
And I
But-
remember Alice in Wonderland came out. First movie I went and seen on mushrooms. Loved it. What an experience.
I don't
Was
know
that the one with Johnny Depp or whatever?
Yeah, like the newer one or whatever. I was probably like first year college or last year. I think I was still in high school when that one came out.
I don't know if I ever went to the theater on mushrooms.
Ever?
Yeah.
How is that the thing you've never
I
done?
did twice. Another time.
I've watched movies, but never like.
Well, yeah, for
The craziest time was we drove down, ate mushrooms, watched Final Destination 5, 3D, and then on the way home, it was like storming and raining. And the last thing that's said in that movie is like the big coroner guy is like, y'all be careful now. It's like literally the last things that the movie says to you. And I think Nadab, so there's a group of us. Everyone was sat at the back, and then Nadabni and I got closer. And fuck, man. Yeah. Like, I knew, like, when you're on mushrooms, everything is like, wow, this is crazy and fucking with me. But, you know, I wasn't fucked with till I was on my way home thinking about the movie and what was said to me. And I'm like, now it's storming and raining. How ironic.
You start getting in your head about
Yeah,
it.
you get in your head and you're like, this is fucking a movie in the making on its own. Yeah. I remember one time I wasn't on mushrooms. About we were rolling a blunt at St. Joe's, got pulled up on by cop and threw all that away. And this one cop was like, you know, go home or whatever. So we didn't go home, but we were like touring around. And then we were at the gas station filling up to go to the city to see a movie. Same cop as we're leaving fucking sees us and is like, why aren't you home or whatever, right? And we're like, I don't know, we're just going now. And then we were like, oh, we're wanted in fucking Renfrew, we gotta go to the city.
To go to the movie.
Yeah, go to the movie store. Like, oh, we're just gonna go to the city, go to a movie. Right. You know, we're like, we can't tour around Renfrew anymore, so there's nothing left to do. We don't want to actually go home.
Right.
So we were like, what can we do? And went to a movie. But,
The good old days.
I think if I ever...
Good old
No, I don't
days.
think I ever went to the movies on mushrooms.
on mushrooms, yeah? Shit,
I
man.
don't know, man. I've done a lot of things on mushrooms, but that's not one of them.
I'm almost certain I have. I can't remember what movie it was, though. I think I remember it being like a scary movie.
I don't know.
I've done
It's
a
been
few,
a long time since
I've done a
something
few
like that,
movies
though.
on mushrooms, for sure. Like, Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, just I'm that guy. Like I love.
Didn't they bring it back out or something? Or they're going to do it?
They did.
Yeah.
Zach and I went and saw every single one.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and Renfrew when they did it. Yeah. Right now they're doing either Harry Potter, I think, in theaters. Yeah, I think it's Harry Potter.
Whoa, that was cool. Sorry, man. The camera just did like a weird focus thing whenever I looked at it.
It was you, man. It was your mind.
I just looked and it was like I like blurred and the mic got more
Focus.
Yeah, like it was
Yeah.
like more focused on the mic and then I kind of blurred out. I don't know. Maybe it was just my eyes. We had a moment either way.
Something happened.
Mm-hmm. Shit. So yeah, 2024 is on its way out, man.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? This
One went so
fucking like
fast.
It actually is, man. I was thinking tonight, like, I don't know if you guys remember our holiday episode 1 year ago.
1 year ago,
Yeah.
No.
Any guesses?
No.
2023.
We did a challenge, and we went out for dinner. Can you guys guess where we went for dinner and what the challenge was?
No, I don't even remember.
Yeah.
I don't even remember either. So
Yeah.
you're not alone on that one, man.
Shit.
So we went to dinner at Eastside Mario's with Bully and his mom.
Oh shit, I do remember that.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And
remember
we,
being there.
we did the pop tasting challenge that night.
Oh,
Was that
the-
oh,
and we
what?
almost-
Last year? No.
Yeah, and we almost did
No.
the whole episode before remembering to do the taste testing challenge.
Was it where we had the box?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
And
everything?
and the straws and all that.
Really?
Yeah, I think that was definitely it last year.
I'd have to go back
It was
to
just
Last
it
year?
was just us. Yeah.
I feel like that was longer ago. But man, fuck.
Let me do it. I could do it right
I've
here.
had a-
Might take me fucking 10 years, but
I guess it's just been, it feels like it's a longer time. But no, really?
a lot has happened for sure. Oh shit.
That was last year. I thought Liam was here for the.
No, he was, but it wasn't last year.
We had another one.
Yeah, it was the year before. Yeah.
Oh,
And-
that's right. That's what I'm remembering too. Because yeah, Liam was there.
Liam
for the...
pulled up, right? We were already live and Liam pulled up. That wasn't last year though, because I know this for a fact because I haven't seen Liam since my wedding.
Right.
Yeah, and that year when Liam came, he was stuck here at my house for Christmas.
Oh, actually, I remember that.
And last year I got married, and that was one of his memories at his wedding speech or whatever, was that the memory of
Yeah.
spending Christmas with us.
Mm.
Yeah. So that's how I remember that.
You're fucking crazy with that shit.
Yeah,
Oh my God, that
man.
shit all the fucking
I
time.
know,
Yeah.
man, I know. I'm pretty fucking. I never really like clued into it until the last couple of years. Like a lot of people say,
Just like the details that you remember
Yeah.
about things.
Oh,
Like you'll remember exactly like, oh yeah, we were at this place on this street because
Yeah.
like
yeah.
I remember it was on this date because this thing happened. And it's like,
Yeah.
how do you like connect those dots in your mind?
It's one. It's like, man, I used to think that I was pretty good with like, like not flawless or anything, but I used to think like, oh man, there's certain things I remember. Like, man. Anyways, I won't say it, but I will. But I know I was gonna say. I was just gonna blurt the number out. I remembered this girl at work said the number, but she has her own. Every manager has their own personal like lock code for the like beep 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 thing, like the alarm system.
right.
So that they know like who did it or whatever, right? So
Yeah,
then
yeah.
she's just like, whatever, just because the one girl goes, I forget mine. She's like, whatever, just use mine. It's da-da-da. And so like, I said to them, I'm like, you shouldn't have said that because like that won't leave my mind. I'm like,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it doesn't matter. You could have said that it was your grandmother's phone number or like something that doesn't matter at all, or like an alarm code, and I would still remember it. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
like, and it's not gonna go away. So now I say it to them the odd time, like da-da-da. They're like,
Right.
stop that. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah. Like
That's
it's
it.
just us here. Like
Yeah. That's it too, man. It's
But I
like,
used to think I was good, but you're like crazy. Like I remember one time I turned to you and I was like, "Oh, what was the first song that MGK played the first time we
Right,
saw
yeah,
him?" And it
yeah,
was
see
like, you
my
know,
tears.
yeah. Oh, okay, he
Yeah.
even knows
It's the
now.
reason
Still,
why, like
Yeah.
it's the way like that fascinates me. It's the way your brain works that you can like it's. I remember this thing happening because
yeah.
I remember
Yes.
this thing
That's
happening,
exactly
right?
it,
Yeah.
Yeah. And hey, man, I don't know if that's how a photographic memory works or not, but I feel like
Pornographic
it.
memory.
I feel like I don't know what it is. It's just I don't know what it is. I feel like I care about things a lot, and maybe that's what it is.
This shit
It's
sticks though, man.
sentimental to
Because
you.
like honestly,
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
like working with you, like we'll pull up at a place, like at a client's place,
Yeah.
and like I barely remember like the last time we were there. And you're
Right.
like, oh, it was fucking June 24th because
Yeah,
of, like
because
I
that's
remember
the-
doing this,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm like, oh great. I
Yeah.
don't know how the fuck you
I
remember
remember
that, but-
this year I was like, oh, there's this house in this area. And I kept being like, I can't remember it. It's on a corner. And we never did get to it this year. But I kept saying, if we pull up to it, I'll tell you. And we never did go to it this year. But it's little things like that. Like,
Right.
it's just, I guess it's things that were going on that day in my life
Yeah.
that was significant enough. Like, this one was like my birthday. And Zach came to my apartment when I went home and we had pizza and shit. And I remember talking to him the day we were trimming the hedges at that house. So I was getting ready to do all this, right? And we never went there.
Right.
So that would have been like my big one this year. I guess I did a couple this year, but yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what it is, but I actually, I kind of dig it.
I dig
It's
it.
a fucking,
I
yeah,
do,
man,
like-
it's a trait of yours for sure.
Oh shit! How many beers is that, man?
This is probably my fourth or fifth.
There you go. You should do that thing. The funny thing is, I've always wanted to do it, but I never did. But do you ever see the videos where it's people that are like, "What's up? I'm Stylez. This is my first drink," you know, and then it's
Oh,
like, you know,
yeah.
it's like, "Stylez. This is my 18th drink," you know, and then like getting kicked out or
I
whatever.
should
Like,
do that.
yeah, shit.
Maybe I'll do that whenever I'm in North Bay for Christmas there. The one night I decided to drink.
Christmas too, you'd be mixing it up. This
Yeah.
is my punch, man. I saw a cool thing actually. They took like a, you know, the cake that looks like a donut, kind of like it's like, it doesn't look like a donut, but you know what I mean. Like it's got a hole in the middle. Like it's called a bun cake, maybe.
Right,
Or
okay,
something,
yeah,
or whatever.
yeah,
Right. Yeah.
So they used that pan, but they put fruit in it, and I guess just water or whatever, and then they like freeze it,
Okay.
and then they take like a big bowl, like a punch bowl, and then they like fill it up with like a bunch of juice and shit,
Yeah.
and then you put that ice cube with all the fruit and shit in it,
Yeah.
and so it floats in there, and then like scoop out of the middle. It looks like a little Christmas wreath or whatever,
Oh,
like
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's
cool.
a great idea. But
Yeah, for sure.
pour some wine in
That's
there.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
everyone's Pinterest there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was actually an ad for I think like that Oasis juice or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, is it
Yeah, yeah.
Oasis?
Yeah.
Hmm.
That shit's good, man. You ever sick?
So we have it work too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit's real good. I like that. I used to like, just go for like the orange juice or whatever, but when I'm sick now, maybe some cranberry juice, but fucking that Oasis juice, there's like strawberry, banana, kiwi, or like strawberry, banana.
It's like a thick, like,
It's a little thicker.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's, I don't know which one you're talking
but
about.
it's just they have a bunch of different blends, but it's
Right.
like they're usually 3 blends instead of 2, and fuck, man, that shit don't last in my fridge. Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh shit.
Man, it's funny you brought that up. I was
You're
just
funny,
thinking
man.
of that the other day. Oh yeah, that Oasis juice, fuck, that's really good. Yeah.
The thing is that whenever I'm at work too, I'm like, I was just saying to somebody the other day, I'm like, man, I don't even really like take time to drink. Or I guess it was maybe
Yeah,
you earlier.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm like I'll pour myself water, I'll take a sip of it, and I like put it away, and then like later I look at it and it's like warm water on the counter, and I'm like, oh yeah, like that's right. But it's like I'm also just like busy doing stuff. But the thing is, all I do basically is make drinks.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, and then it's like, and like I don't really drink alcohol, and like I'm not whatever, but I like, well, I'm also at work, but
Yeah.
I'm mostly making alcoholic drinks. But then it's like, oh, we got like this kid's apple juice or something, right?
Right.
And I'm like, oh man, this looks so
It looks
good. Like,
delicious,
oh
yeah.
man.
You're pouring it on ice, too. and stuff,
No,
you're
actually,
like-
the kids, we don't put ice in the
Oh,
kids'
yeah?
drinks.
Okay,
No.
yeah.
But and the other thing is, I can have it. I'm allowed to drink whatever the fuck. Well, like not whatever I
Just pour it in
want.
a little glass.
Yeah, I can have pop or juice, or like I see some of the girls drinking chocolate milk, so I imagine that's okay too.
Yeah.
But we are allowed to have a drink at work. But it's just like I drink fucking water, and then it's like. But
Yeah,
point
man.
is I pull out the juice all the time. Like, oh, apple
Yeah.
juice, man.
See, the juice isn't bad, but like you decide to have like that chocolate milk, and then you'd be like, "Holy fuck, my stomach feels fucking,"
Man, the one
Every
guy.
time I decide to have chocolate milk, I'm like, "This is delicious," and then like, "Oh my god, my
Yeah.
like shit."
See it.
Yeah.
So yeah, speaking of memory and all that stuff, man. So a little bit along those lines is that I do the same thing, remembering stuff on the like associated to things or whatever,
Yeah,
So it's
right.
and we were talking about earlier. So we were talking about maybe discussing some things about the year and stuff.
Yeah.
And so I'm just saying this all connects to everything together.
Yeah.
Is that like I remember like say anything that happened between so I broke my foot February 29th, and then
February.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then and the reason why I know that is because we were joking about how like I'll only be able to celebrate that every 4 years or whatever,
Right.
Um,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
and
there you go.
and then so then we had Sam from the booth, Big Sam,
Yeah.
on the next day, and
Okay.
I came in and I fucking sat here. I remember I was like in a lot of
That was
pain,
the time you struggled.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember that night for
And-
sure.
and so like so this is I guess gonna be a little bit like of a longer story, but so I know
As
and
they usually are.
yeah, and then I know that It was April 11th that I went and got like the cast off or whatever.
Okay,
Or I
yeah.
went to see if I could take it off or whatever it
Right.
was. And so there's more, but wait, there's more. It's gonna come, man. So then I even know that those are Thursdays. The 29th was a Thursday, and the 11th is a Thursday.
Right, yeah.
And then like in that time, so you say anything that happened, like March, whatever. I'm like, no, I was in a fucking wheelchair, or like I had a
Right.
cast on, or
Yeah,
like whatever,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So like little things like that. But another thing is like so like I just was gonna say that because it's like certain dates because of certain things, and then like a lot of like July, I remember certain dates because of like shit that went down or whatever,
Yeah.
and like even too like I've said stuff to Bully where I'm like I'd be talking about like my son's mother or something like from back in the day or whatever, right? And I'd be like, oh yeah, like this day, like this
Yeah.
happened, and he's just like, oh fuck, like how do you know? I'm like, I just
Yeah.
know that was the fucking day because it
Yeah.
was 3 days later on the fucking 7th that was like this, and it's just
Right.
like what the fuck?
Yeah.
But
But it's just because
but
it's like you're the main character in your story, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
That's what you're paying attention to.
But the other thing is that relating to Sam and like my foot and shit
Yeah.
is that I actually reached out to Sam like sometime later, like it might have been maybe even in July or like after July,
Yeah.
and
sometime.
I messaged him or maybe I comment. I think I commented on something and like asked him to come on the show.
Oh,
Because I
right.
guess I like just blanked out
Right.
that happening because I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
sitting here like in pain and shit.
Right. I remember you telling me that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that you did
Fuck,
that.
man,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm like, oh man. So like I said, that's all kind of connects everything because it's like the memory thing, but also the that's one thing I remember about the podcast from the year is like I remember breaking my foot doing the show with him, and then later inviting him to come on the show.
Hey man, I remember I remember that episode anyways, like getting you back up to your apartment.
Yeah.
You're like, I shouldn't have came out tonight.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
it actually reminded me of like I even remember getting back home after my thumb
oh yeah.
that week, and I came out that night. I was on antibiotics. I drank, and when I
It's
got
not a
home,
good combination.
I got home, and I was puking, and I was like, man, like I shouldn't have done that night, and so I totally know, like, yeah, totally know how you feel.
Yeah. Oh man.
But it
Actually, you
was
know
like-
what? I think I have a picture from that night. Like after you left, I took a picture or video or something of my fucking foot up on the pillows and shit.
Yeah, right.
But man, yeah, I remember the first little while I was in a lot of fucking pain. I almost broke my foot. I thought I broke my foot in October, my other foot.
Yeah,
Skateboarding,
right,
fuck.
right.
And like man, it actually still hurts like a little bit now, but like it's like gone away over the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
But it was like still hurting for a while, man. Like when it would get cold and shit too, I'm like man, like I think I fucked it up like
Yeah.
somehow at
It
least.
sucks, man. Like I want to do just like I was always into snowboarding a lot.
Yeah.
Like, throughout my teenage years mostly.
Yeah.
But like having thrown my back out the
Yeah.
last time I went with my brother, not even doing that much. Oh, I thought I was fucking smart again. I think I was trying to hit a rail, or I was like doing something, caught an edge, and like fell backwards, and like couldn't walk for a couple days because I threw my
Oh.
back out again. It's like just want to have fun and try to do the things like you say skateboarding
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
It's like, oh, this is I used to have fun doing this shit. you know?
Yeah, man.
Now I'm fucking broken for.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I can do this. But like even too like golfing, like not that I do a whole lot of golfing, but like if like the
It makes
last
sense why it's an older person's,
Yeah, for
you know.
sure.
well, but
sport.
it's weird because I think it's the opposite because I feel like man, like I'm like whenever I go, like I usually don't make it through 18. Like the last time,
Oh yeah.
no, not the last time. Sorry, actually, last time I did acid.
Is that the
And-
reason why you don't make it through?
Yeah.
the 18?
No,
'Cause you're
no.
fucking
And I
in
did
the
get to
ditch
the end
somewhere
of
by
the
12.
18. I don't know. We might have actually skipped a few holes. But anyways, no, sorry. But no, before that though, the last time I went before that, and the time before that, I was literally like crawling around, like man, I'm like, we gotta go, man. Like
Yeah.
I remember one time I went up, I laid down in the shade of the fucking cart, and everyone was standing around talking, whatever, measuring their dicks or whatever. And fucking then they're like, hey, yeah, like it's your turn, you know. I'm like, yeah. So I got up. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, oh, my back's kind of stiff, yeah. And whenever I bent down and like put the club out, I was like, oh shit. I'm like, oh, I had to like fucking like push my hip to like get my back to straighten out. I
Yeah.
stood up. I'm like, oh shit. And my buddy's like, man, don't hit the ball. He's like, we'll just like, you know, call her a day. I'm like, but before this,
Yeah.
before this, it's not like I had like any issue before this. It's just whenever I laid down and got some like got rest for a second and then went to move, it was like, ah
Right.
shit.
Yeah, it all hit.
So then he's like, don't, man, like whatever. And I'm like, no. I'm like, I have to do this, yeah.
Push through it,
And the
yeah.
thing is, man, it was probably the best drive I hit all fucking
Oh,
day,
yeah?
man. I fucking connected nice, and it was just like straight, and then it just sort of hooked a little bit because the fucking thing actually goes that way. I won't say I did that on purpose. I can't, but
Yeah, yeah.
and then it landed like on top of like because this fucking hole kind of goes like this. It landed on top of one of those hills, so I could get like a nice shot like off of that.
Yeah,
I was like,
fuck
fucking
yeah.
right. I'm like, cool. I'm gonna finish this hole yet. And like, I went to get out of the cart to hit the next one. I'm like, oh man! And like, everyone was like, man, like, no. I'm like, no, I'm gonna do it. And I went to fucking swing, and I guess I hit the ground a little bit before the ball. And because I'm just, man, I'm in a lot of pain, so I guess I'm just like lazy and put my like club down too soon.
Yeah.
And I hit and once I hit, I just went, oh shit! I just dropped everything and went and sat in the cart. I'm like, no, I'm like, it's over, man. It's over. It's over.
That's funny shit.
But it's like, man, I used to be able to do this. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's how I felt. Like I wasn't even doing that much. Just took one little dumb move, you know, and I was fucked.
Last time I went skiing, well, I mean, this is probably 10 years ago or more. But whenever I went, I was like, man, my knees hurt and shit. And like, yeah, I was with a few guys, and like, I was with my buddy who's actually older than me, and he skis, and he's had insane like injuries where they had to like screw his ankles and shit back together.
Oh shit!
And then like, but he's
not a very
with
good skier.
no, he's actually no, well,
That's
actually
just
he was actually really good. Not so much anymore, I guess. But he was with his stepkids, and they're like, one of them was a teenager, the other one's like 22 or something at the time. So like they all wanted to keep riding. I'm like, man, my fucking knees. So I went in and drank beer at the bar.
Yeah.
But the thing
That's the way to
is yeah, I was like, and I'm saying that was 10 years ago, and I'm like, man, I used to be able to do this, you know, like
Like you're saying earlier, man, time just disappears.
mm-hmm.
You're like, what? I'm almost 40 already. How did that happen?
Yeah, man, that's crazy. Someone, I forget who it was, said, well, I guess it doesn't matter, you wouldn't know them, but one of my friends said and like the thing is, I know that they're like older than me, right? But I don't like think of it that way. Like, I don't understand it. So anyways, they said, they're like, yeah, I'm almost 50. I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, I turn 50 next year or whatever it is. I'm like, the fuck? I'm like, but like, we're only, oh yeah, that's right.
That's
you know,
right.
and it's like,
Yeah, in your mind,
shit.
you're just like always a teenager.
Yeah. Fuck, so then it's like, yeah, oh shit, that's right. Yeah, we are fucking 11 years apart or whatever it is. And it's like, yeah, and I am this age. I am always a teenager in my mind, man.
Yeah, it happens fast. Yeah, I feel like I'm that too. I'm like, why is everyone like that should be like adults look like children? Like, what's
Yeah.
happening?
Oh shit, actually it's hard to, I feel like I sometimes forget, like I guess I forget that we're old, but so like girls come into my bar, and I'm like, hey, like, did you seriously just order alcohol? Like, you know I'm gonna ask you for your ID, like, what the fuck? And then I look, and I'm like, oh, they're 22 or something, you know? And I'm like, holy shit, like, you look so young. But then it's like, well, I guess, like, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I
like,
do.
I
know
don't
exactly.
realize how old I am, I guess, or
Yeah.
something.
No, man, for sure. Because like I have an awful gauge for that. Because to me, like someone that is like, yeah, I guess like in their 20s, like yeah, I don't know, like you got pictures of fucking Blue Ivy. Look, she's what, 12?
Who's Blue Ivy?
Beyonce's daughter.
Oh,
She just did the Lion King thing, and I saw there's like she's out there like in her big dress or whatever, and she's 12. She looks like a fucking grown woman.
Blue Ivy Carter. Mr. Carter. Good tune, by the way. Yeah, really, eh? He's 11, 12. No, wait, 12. I don't know why that was hard. But yeah, fuck. I don't know. It's weird. And then also too, I have like a bunch of girls at work. They're like, "Oh yeah, how old are you?" I'm like, "Yes." They're like 27. like I said, I had that happen in my last work too. But yeah, like 27, 28, whatever. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, sweet, yeah, yeah. And then I got like 34 or something. I'm like, sweet, sweet,
I would if you were gonna ask, I would guess at least 30 if you were gonna
yeah,
but that's just me. I'm not a, and I know that, and I know the truth.
yeah. But yeah, and then and then even too, I told some of them, and then the one girl the other day was like, "Oh yeah, that's right. You're only 28, eh?" And I'm like,
Yes,
"That's right. Yes.
yes, I am.
Keep remembering it that way." Yeah. I'm like shit. I mean,
And
like
I will
not
forever be the same
Yeah.
age.
Yeah. Not that I'm trying to pick them up, but trying to get them to tell their friends. Yeah, and he's only
Oh,
28.
it's always good just to be looked at as, maybe not though. I don't
No,
know.
I guess yeah.
I guess once you get past a certain age, it is.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But I'm gonna ride that for a little while. I was telling people I was just gonna lie about my age. I'm just gonna start lying about my age because, like, if I'm getting these, if everyone's like, "Oh, you're only this," yeah, I am.
Well, what does it matter?
Yeah, exactly. Wow.
Unless it's on a legal document, what the fuck does it go?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, you meant like how? Oh, like how old is my body? Oh, you meant how old is my mind or my heart or whatever? Oh, in that case, man, my heart is probably older than my body, but my mind is younger than everyone.
Yeah.
If they were all separate people.
Which sometimes I think they might be.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
At least that way you die young, you know.
Oh yeah.
I don't want that to happen though.
No, I meant like
Die with a young mind.
yeah, exactly. You know what I mean?
Oh,
That-
but I
yeah.
want.
I always said that, you know, like the inner child in me, I always hope to remember and entertain in a way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
Like-
why it's like it's good to have kids, right? Because kids bring that out of you. And then once your kids grow up, they have kids, and then you get to be a grandparent and get to do it all over again. So
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
hopefully you stay connected with that, like until
Honestly, man,
Hopefully that doesn't happen for a while.
I'm not going.
Who knows? Styles could happen anytime.
Man,
Yeah.
sorry, go ahead, man.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. Like right now, I almost feel like we have almost a comedian, an early comedian in the
Oh,
family
yeah?
right now. Yeah.
Oh, you're saying with Stevie, eh?
Yeah, oh man, honestly, Stevie, and like I act goofy, right?
Yeah.
So like she's picked it up from me, but she's not. She's
Yeah, yeah.
like she's 4 years old and she knows how to bust a fucking joke.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, like she knows, yeah, for
That's
sure.
hilarious.
So yeah,
That's sick.
I gotta find a way to, you know,
Cultivate that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Get her in a comedy circuit.
yeah,
You should put her in like one of those drama classes or whatever.
for sure. Right? If it's like you can only go as far as what like the town and the schools have to offer. So right now, there's really no like drama, I would say, but there's a lot of like dancing or whatever. So this year we have her in ballet. Last year we had her in hip hop dance or whatever, and it was just super basic, like entry level. But ballet, it's like there's more structure to it. So I hope she'll listen or whatever. So Danielle and I both took her last year, and it was night and day. Like when Danielle took her, she paid attention and would partake, and when I was there, she just like hid behind my leg.
Really? Why do you think that's the? What do you think the
Because
difference
she
is? there?
just loves me. She like always like when I'm around, she wants to be like right there by.
Yeah. Little
I've
daddy's girl.
encouraged her the whole way, like from a young age, like even when she's fallen down and hurt herself, I've always like, I'll like give her a hand up, get on your feet, and you're like, you're a strong girl, you can take this. Even Walter, like, if you came in today, like Walter, I don't know how many times Walter's hit his head. My God, man. But today, he's got like this scar around his eye from falling into like a ball of a snowman in the backyard or whatever. And I was saying the same thing to him, like same thing.
Bumps and bruises, man. It's what
Yeah,
builds
yeah.
character.
Yeah, that's it. And you just hope that like these things stick or whatever, right? So it's same thing. Like the only child I can like reference this with is Stevie because she's older, but like we've put a ukulele in her hand, a piano in her hand, harmonica, and she likes music. You know what I mean? But it's like unless like the way I feel about it, it's like unless I know how to do these things, I feel like it's hard for them to learn because she comes to me and she's like,
Right.
"You
It's
do it,
easier for
you
right.
do it,
Like when you
right?"
expose someone to it, like
Yeah, and
it's
I'm
easy
like,
to yeah.
"Yeah, man," because guitar is like always something I would have loved to learn, and now I'm like, fucking, don't you wish you fucking taught yourself now?
Right,
Like
right.
because this is something that, yeah, of course I would love to teach her.
Yeah.
It's almost something
does
I
she
should.
seem like um pulled towards that kind of stuff though, or is it just like you're giving her like
I
instruments
feel
and it's
like,
just like, oh yeah, it's cool for a minute and then like, all right, I'm done with it.
well, she li- I f- it she likes it up until the point of like her own learning, right? And then she's like, it's like she wants to see what it does. You know what I mean? And I can't pick that thing up and be like, this is
This
what
is how
you
you're supposed
could
to do,
do,
right?
right?
Yeah.
So, um, I think one of my challenges this winter should be to learn that. You know what I mean?
The ukulele apparently is pretty easy, but I don't know.
It is, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure, man. So there's what, 4 strings, I think.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
just
it
like-
is. So the third one, the one like the second one from the top is the thickest string, and the one above it is the
The
third.
thin.
The third thickest one. Then
Right.
it's like 1, 2.
Okay.
And yeah, I guess yeah, it's like pretty easy to learn. Um,
Yeah, they're a nice little sounding instrument for sure.
yeah, for sure, man. And it's
Hawaii.
simple, right? Yeah, it's just
believe.
about like sparking that interest.
And that's what
right?
that's what I was saying, right? So the more stuff you expose them to, right? Like and like for me, like I'd love it if Odin was, super keen to be like, oh, I love this music. I want to know how to play the piano or do
Yeah.
that. Right. So I expose him to all these things. But if he doesn't really like catch onto it or seem like he's like that really like sits with him, then I'm
Yeah.
not gonna try to like
You don't
be like you have to,
force it.
you know what I mean? Like so
Yeah.
what are you interested in?
Yeah,
What and
exactly.
find out what
Yeah,
and try to
yeah.
cultivate that thing. Even if I'm not the best at it, right? Like that's another fucking awesome thing about kids, right? They sort of encourage you to learn new
They
things.
put you into a
right,
path
so-
you never expected you could be into, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
for that for sure.
Yeah.
That's 100%. But they definitely push you to learn new things, or at least
Well,
they
that's
should.
what I meant, right?
right?
Like,
Like-
someone who's not into sports, let's say, and into music, and you're like, learn this, and they're like, I just don't get it. But then, like with the ball, they're like doing things that you wouldn't even know what to do, right? And
Right.
it's like I should lean into that, and maybe learn it myself,
For sure.
right?
Or if
So-
not, like put them in the environment where they
where
can
they can,
you know,
right? Because
continue to
Yeah.
improve with that.
yeah, for sure. I feel like it all starts with the parents,
Oh, like
So it's like-
1,000%.
no matter like if my child gets into something that I'm not into, I feel like I'll learn the basics and do it with them, and then just be completely honest with them. You know, it's like, if this is what you love to do, this is all I know about it. If you
Mm.
want to learn more, I will absolutely, like, let's try and figure it out. We'll get you to where you need to
Right.
go.
And
But
she's only what? She's 5.
understand,
Like she's 5.
she will be in June.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's
Wait,
really
no. She's already turned 5, didn't she?
sorry. She's turning 6 in fucking June.
Yeah. I was like, I remember
Yes.
going to her
Yeah,
5th birthday. I'm pretty sure.
No, this whole year I've been like that, man. I've been like, no, she's turning 5. The whole dynamic with my kids is, it's crazy. I feel like Walter has taken forever to grow up. You know what I mean? Like, I always think, yeah, he's going to school this year, right? And it's like, no, he's still got another year.
Right.
I'm like,
Okay.
whoa,
You
that's
think he's older than
that's
he is?
crazy,
you think-
yeah. And yeah, it's the dynamic is definitely different. I'm so thankful I have one of each, because I feel like it'll put me into every situation to be just like a very balanced parent. Like, I'll be able to know
For
what
sure.
it's like to
Like
raise
there's like
boy
the parents
and a
that have
girl.
like specifically girls or specifically boys. It's like, oh, you're like a boy mom or like a
Yeah,
girl
yeah.
mom. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Well,
or a girl dad
Danielle's
or something.
parents only had girls, and like, literally, man, the first time that they had the kids over to watch them, they sent Walter back home at 7:30. Yeah.
So like,
Oh, they just couldn't handle him because he's testy, right? And they were like, "Oh, if you don't do this, we'll send you home." And so what Walter did, went to the front door. It's like, "I want to go home."
you called
Right?
it bluff.
You gave him the yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah, that's what. Well, you know, like the boy is way more testy, very more like vocal, like
Right.
way more babyish.
Right.
I'll be straight up with it, man.
And
Like,
that's the thing, man. They're two like they come from the same parents and they live in the same household, but they're two 100% different people.
because they're a mix of both, right?
Right. But I mean, like just individually, right? Like, well, the fact that you have a boy and a girl are like,
Right.
but even if there was two boys, they'd be so different from each other.
yeah,
Right. That's what I'm saying. Even though they come from the same parents
yeah,
and they were raised in the same household, they were born at different times
different
from
times,
parents that
different
were
ways,
different
different
in
perspectives,
a different mindset and everything, right? So
They-
like,
They are individuals with their own perspective, living their own lives. They're the main characters in their story, right?
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. As everyone is.
As everybody is,
Right.
right? So exactly, man. That is something you will learn reading those books.
Yeah, yeah.
So what is that book? Is it?
Oh yeah. So once
Yeah, it's like one thing.
the Mastery of Love and the Four Agreements.
Nice.
So-
Who's the author?
Don Miguel Ruiz.
Yeah. So
Ruiz.
he's I believe he's Mexican, and this is all what is called Toltec wisdom.
Oh, okay. I think I might have heard that term.
Yeah. So it's very like, when you read these, he will use terms for things like the divine creation, which is just like life itself, and they have words. So I recommend reading through the book, taking it in, and kind of getting like ideas as you read it, and then read it again,
Yeah.
and then apply what it might be telling you.
Says his book is a roadmap to enlightenment and freedom. Deepak Chopra, author of 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. An inspiring book with many great lessons. Wayne Dyer, author of Real Magic. People
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah.
It's cool shit.
So
Man,
th-
yo,
that
have you
book-
seen? Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go.
Oh, so it's kind of like is a same kind of theme. I think there's a couple of videos I've seen of where this AI thing and the person asks it, like, how do you take control of your own reality,
Yeah.
right? And it basically fucking I should probably pull up one of these videos, and basically explains that it's like everything is an illusion and you have the ability to control that illusion by the way you think about it and by the
Exactly.
think
Oh
about
man,
yourself.
It's
and
your
that's like the
internal
thing I
narrator.
just sort of similar to one of the I was like trying to read through this, pick things to like just say.
Yeah.
And it says why domestication and the image of perfection lead to self-rejection.
Yeah.
And like that's just like I guess one of the aspects of what you're talking about or whatever. But it's just like I read that and then I was like, oh, okay, instead of finding something, let's just like talk.
Yeah.
And then you said that, I'm like, see, that's even like kind of goes along with the same with what you're saying. Like we develop these things inside of us. Like I was even saying actually,
and it all comes from when we're kids, man.
Absolutely.
It's like there's
it
things that you
does.
it's like that inner voice that's programmed inside of you is
from
like
0 to 7 is
exactly.
programmed.
Yeah.
So that's like this inner programming that your brain just runs on
Yeah.
for the rest of your life.
You can reprogram that while you're
100%.
sleeping.
for
Yeah,
sure
yeah.
if you become aware of and you want to.
That's
Yeah,
right.
and like even too, there's a guy he talks about changing the neural pathways in your brain.
Right.
So like you brush your teeth with the opposite hand, and then like you there's a bunch of things, but you brush your teeth with the opposite hand.
Work a different route.
Yeah,
You
you this is just really manifestation, this one, but you stand in front of the mirror after you brush your teeth with the wrong hand, and you tell yourself you love yourself, and
Yeah.
like you say that 5 times or something,
Yeah.
and then you pick something else that you tell yourself, like you change the other thing every day, and
Right.
it's like 5 times you say I love you or whatever, and then
It's
5
Just
times
changing
you're
those
like,
patterns.
then 5 times you say like, you know, like we're gonna get this or whatever,
Right,
you know, or we're
right.
gonna like whatever.
Something you're
Um,
grateful for, something
yeah,
you're
yeah.
trying to achieve.
But yeah, so you can change that. I mean, I shouldn't say that. Like apparently you can like modify it.
No,
And
you
then also
can,
when you're
man.
asleep, because what it is 0 to 7, you're using your subconscious mind,
Yeah.
and then like when you're so then after 7, you start using your conscious mind, and that
Yeah.
subconscious mind that you developed is your little voice or whatever.
Exactly.
But when we're asleep, we're using our subconscious mind,
Yeah.
and that you can like that's why like they have like those like self-help things you like listen to at night and shit like that,
Yeah.
because you can like reprogram that shit in a
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
But then also too, a lot of it is like habit, right? Like it's like that's something I'm learning right now, is like just like by actually just like doing it or whatever, where it's like you have to like if you change the things that you're doing, then it changes your thought process as
Yeah.
well or whatever,
Yeah,
like so or maybe not your thought process but your perspective, I guess.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Same things, man.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
Sure. It does, because you know what I like from my own perspective, like I you accept these habits and routines at a young age, almost through not acceptance, but like doing the same thing as your friends. So like when you're young, it's like cool to start drinking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And experimenting, and sure, but then you start to think it's okay when it's you form like a habit, right? And
Yeah,
then,
oh yeah.
and then it really goes from there, you know, like, and then like you were saying, when you start to like go against it or whatever, I forget what I'm trying to say right now, but yeah, like,
Sorry, I was distracted. I was looking for one of those videos of like the AI thing that I was talking about.
Oh yeah.
I can't seem to find it though.
But on that same note of the like the like thoughts and shit that we develop like inside of us or whatever, like I think before we got on the or I got on the subconscious thing or whatever, was you were trying to say like that, because we were talking about this guy saying those things lead to self-rejection or whatever,
Right,
and
yeah.
like I cut you off to say that because I was saying that's kind of like the same thing or whatever, right? Where it's like we have these thoughts inside of us, but it's not our like conscious thoughts, it's our subconscious thoughts.
yeah,
And like so I was even saying on the way here where I'm like, man, I'm like, and me and him discussed it before, where it's like I feel like I like don't notice, like, or I'm not that I don't notice, I notice it, but I'm not grateful for how far I've come. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
then like, but because I'm not there yet, right? So like, I'm at the point where I'm like, oh, but like, look at the progress, but like, oh, I'm not there. So then I'm like
Yeah.
frustrated with myself, and I'm like, oh man, so I'm down on myself for this. But it's
Yeah.
like, just look at like the
So right, you
steps
just,
and how far
because
you
it's
came
like
to
Because
here.
you're the individual with the end goal in mind.
So it's like I almost reject myself in a way because I'm like, you're not there yet. You did all this to get to here, but you didn't
Yeah.
get to
Right.
that. You know?
So if like so if you think about the universe as like an energetic thing, right? And like the thing that grows, let's say we're talking about like being able to create your reality, right?
Yeah.
And the things that you think about become your reality,
Yeah.
right?
Sure.
And it's like just that, right? Like there's like some saying, it's like there's two wolves, like one from the light and one from the dark. And
Yeah.
it's like which one lives and whichever one you feed.
Yeah.
Right. So
Right.
if it's like if you're always focusing, like you said, like if you're focusing on like, oh, I did this great stuff, but
Yeah.
all this negative shit too, right? Or like I beat yourself up because like I didn't achieve whatever,
Yeah.
goal that you had set out for yourself,
Yeah.
right? It's like you're taking one step forward and two steps back almost by
yeah.
like
And it takes
putting
away.
that, like if you just focus on the positive shit, like that's the reality that you
Yeah.
manifest. But because you do
Exactly.
that first and then focus on the negative afterwards,
Well, and even I was saying
that's what comes about.
to him too. I posted this thing. I was walking home from work, and it was snowing, and I'm looking up at like fresh snow, and like and I like look back and I see the footsteps. You know what I mean? And so then I actually took a picture, and like showed forwards and backwards, and then I was like, it's okay to look backwards, like to see the footsteps or whatever,
Right,
like yeah, and like how far you've come.
Right.
And like then like I posted that and was just kind of like my idea was that I'm like walking and I look back to see how far, like, hey, you've come this far, you know what I mean, like do that again a few more times, right, just to get home. But like then I later thought about it and like, like I don't know, what would you call it, like in a metaphor way where it's like, yeah, like, yeah, it's okay to look back and be like, man, like look what the fuck you did, you know what I mean, like not
But
like,
if that's all
man,
you're
I
ever
have
looking at, then
this
you're gonna
fuck
crash.
I have to get to this fucking bullshit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's like I'm not there yet, right? But it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, but like you did so much to get here. Like that would even be a waste of time, you know what I mean, if you gave up here, you know?
Yeah.
And like so yeah, and then the other thing is I guess why I say all this is because it's like somewhere inside of me I'm like mad at myself for not being there yet, you know? But then
Right.
it's like that comes out in other situations where it's like I'm frustrated with other things. And then
Yeah.
it's like now I'm overly frustrated with this one little thing because I'm like, I have this like rejection, or I just call it rejection because that's what they're calling it. I was going to say hatred, but it's like, I have this rejection towards myself, or I
Yeah.
reject myself or whatever,
It's just like it's it's that end goal that you're you can't do it overnight, right?
Yeah.
So
That's
it's like
fact.
the end goal that I want that, but it takes all of this, and as an individual, you're doing the thing, but you see the end goal. You're not looking at what you've already accomplished,
Yeah.
right? But you should. That's something you should teach
That's it.
yourself.
Well, and it's like to be like, even too, like if you just look at it as like stepping stones to get where you are or
Yeah.
whatever, or what do they call it? Whatever.
well, that's
Doesn't
it.
matter. But yeah, like stepping stones, whatever.
Yeah.
Then it's like you like, in my mind, it's like, hey, like I said, it's like, okay, I'm 90% of the way or whatever, right? It's like, but I'm not 100% of the way.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but you went from
Real
0
wisdom is knowing you'll never be 100% of the way.
10 to 20. Yeah, I
That
guess.
is
Yeah,
facts.
that's true. Yeah.
That is facts
But-
as well.
And I would never say I'm even
For sure.
90% of the way, but it's just that it's like, it's just, well, you made it, you not only made it from here to here to here to here to here,
Yeah.
but you decided back here that I'm going to make it here to here to here to here.
Exactly, yeah.
And then it's like also kind of like, be grateful that you did that and you're able to do that, and know that you just have to repeat the process to
Yeah.
like continue on to where you're trying to get,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
And
think it's just like being goal driven, right?
that's
It's
it.
like if you're the kind of person that is looking at yourself and being like, I want to be a better version of this,
Yeah.
right? What do I need to do to achieve that? And like figure that out. right? But if you're not even thinking on that mindset, if you're always just like, oh, I fucking hate how everything is, right?
Life
Like,
is
Yeah.
fucking, oh, I
happening
hate
to
this
me.
person because you fucking did this. Like, you're always
Yeah.
focusing on this external shit and like, and out on how it doesn't serve you and it's how it's not great. Then,
Yeah.
you know, you're not gonna wake up in the morning and be like, fucking everything's awesome, you know? Like,
Yeah.
so yeah, man, like,
Can I ask you guys something?
Sure.
An individual who is like that,
Like what?
like like in the mindset of exactly like what you just
Like goal
said,
driven or negative?
negative.
Right. Okay.
Would you just like leave them alone, or would you try and, you know, help them?
Depends on, I guess, who they are towards. Because I've got family members, right, that are just
Yeah,
like
yeah,
in situation, and I've done all the things that
yeah.
can be done to, you know,
Try and make it, you know, put that hand out.
yeah,
And give
you
that
know,
helping
money,
hand,
you
yeah.
know, favors, whatever it is.
I feel like I'm at the same point.
Sometimes like it's tough love, right? You got to cut someone off, right? If they're
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like something I really don't want to do, but I feel like I'm at the point in my life where I only want to be around people who will, you know, we can have this conversation of bettering ourselves, you know what I
Right.
mean? Because, yeah, I don't know, you know, I would like to be closer with some people and be able to say things that are from a loving nature, not a hateful nature, but it you know what I mean?
Just be comfortable speaking your mind, I guess, and not being taken in
Yeah.
a shitty way.
But like the thing is, you can only do so much, and
You're
then
right.
then it becomes taxing on you
Exactly.
at a point where
Well,
it's
that's
like
what I say. You gotta exactly that.
it's
just
Like,
left
so
in
then once
their
it once
hands,
it
yeah.
becomes once it becomes that on you, then it's like, well, you're taking on their shit,
Yeah.
and I feel like the more you try, the more it's gonna blow back in your face. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So then
yeah.
it's like it's better to like just and the thing is like I saw like I think it's Gary V always talks about like cutting people off. It's okay to cut people off. Like man, like
Yeah.
sometimes you have to do it. You know, family members, like whatever, because like it's actually fucking real. Like that can take a toll on you. You know?
yeah, oh fuck,
Yeah.
100%,
So-
100%.
Really has, man. Like I love my family to death. I've tried to be there for them, but I just don't feel like I've been, you know, getting the energy in return or even respect back. And I'm at like this big crossroad where I'm like, how do I how do I get how do I stop feeling this way? You know what I mean? Like how can I express this and it not be a blow up or a fight, you know? Because that's what I did. I tried to be honest and express myself. You know,
like that's
it
how.
kind-
Sorry, go ahead.
well, I was just gonna say I'm not going into detail, but it went the wrong way than I hoped, you know. And I thought I was coming from a genuine, loving place.
Right. Did this
and-
just happen like recently?
Well, it's been over the course of a few months.
Right. So like right.
You know a bit,
Yeah.
but then recently I tried to reach out and be like this, and it was like it was just perpetuated. Like it was like over what I was saying was overlooked, I feel, and it was like let's continue on the argument, and I was like, it's not what I want to do, you know. So
Mm.
anyways, I feel like I've put up with it a lot in my time, so I'm at the point where it's like, yeah,
Well, like here's the thing is like so. As you know, I was living with this situation
Yeah.
like that, and like I couldn't say anything, like, and like, it's hard to explain. Like when I say it this way, like it's not even like there were like accusations. Like it's not like where were you or like what what's this,
yeah,
but like came to them with like a genuine like, hey, I feel this way, and it's not even anything you're doing.
Yeah.
I'm just feeling this way, and
Right.
like I don't know how to like explain it, or like I don't know what's causing it, or like whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
This
right.
is just something I would like to bring to your attention, as you should know.
Yeah,
And then like we're in an argument,
right.
and then like
Took it
a big
personally.
fucking argument. Yeah, and I'd
Yeah.
even be like, it's nothing you are doing.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. I just feel this way right now, or
Right.
whatever, right? And like big argument, whatever. Yeah, whatever. And like the thing is what I'm getting at though. The only reason I say this, I guess, is because like I feel like then it's like getting this argument over nothing, and then it's like let it go, or like whatever. You know what I mean? Like move
Yeah.
past it, right? But then I feel like when you do that, then you're like they're kind of, they now take advantage of that,
Yeah.
or they see that almost as weakness or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So then now they feel like it's okay to snap when
To
they
walk
come
that
to you,
line.
come
Yeah.
to you that way or whatever, when you come to them that way.
Yeah. Or just to react in that way to get the outcome that they want.
Yeah.
Right? For sure. And
So then it's just like at that point, you know what I mean? It's gone so far where it's like I can't can't do anything now,
Yeah.
because it's just like it's gonna be the same thing.
exactly, yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, it's tough when it's family because it's like you
Yeah.
can't like you can always cut people out, like cut people off and just
Yeah.
not communicate and say like if you want to, like, I'm here and I'm ready to rebuild this bridge, so to speak.
Yeah.
But that's on your, like, you
That's
have to
on- yeah,
make that
exactly, right.
initial, like, build that first fucking trust or whatever,
Contact or
like,
whatever. Yeah, I
uh,
agree with that. And yeah, I guess like I feel like it's never been that way, It's always been like left on
Was
me
it-
to be the one that's like I'm sorry for sarcastically caring and expressing that I want to be, closer or whatever it is, I wouldn't be sarcastic or whatever, but you know what I mean? I would have to do that, bite my lip or whatever, just to be like, all right, we're good again.
Hmm.
And it being Christmas, it weighs a little bit more on the individual or whatever, but
No doubt.
but yeah, anyways, that's where I've been at, and I've really learned this year where I can actually lean and where I can express this.
You know what it is,
too,
man? So
and
like
I'm grateful for that. at
it's
least,
so you got to look at, so everything that you're going through is like a lesson,
Oh,
right?
right, yeah.
Right?
Oh,
So
I
if like
hate
if your
lessons.
entire life is a fucking lesson, then these people have taught you, okay, like, first of all, what not to repeat,
Yeah.
with
My-
your kids.
Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right? So
It's,
you break
yeah,
that cycle,
Yeah.
right? And heal yourself from that,
Yeah.
right? And that's step one, right? Heal yourself, and that's how
Absolutely,
you don't repeat the cycle,
Yeah.
right?
for
Is
sure.
by doing that work on yourself. And
Yeah.
once you become consciously aware of it, you're like, oh fuck, I realize that I've been trapped in a mode of thinking and
Yeah.
programming that was instilled onto me
Yeah.
through my environment and the people that raised me,
Yeah.
right? And now I'm at a point in my life where my experiences and have led me to the point where, it's either not working anymore, or, you know what I mean? Like you say, it's causing hardships or whatever, you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
there's
you
those
gotta-
flags will pop up to let you know that, hey, shit is not working here.
Yeah.
We're out of harmony. Get back to
Yeah.
what's working, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes the best way to do that is to
To take
cut
the
those people
time,
off and
right?
and work, like you say, work on you and your family,
Yeah.
and create a happy, harmonious existence,
Yeah.
so that your kids have an example of that and repeat that into the future.
Yeah.
And then that's what creates a harmonious existence for future generations, right?
Yeah.
So if you give kids the example of that, then that's how you do that work,
Yeah.
right?
And that's definitely exactly where I'm at. Like, and it wasn't until my second child where I really became in tune with a lot of this. I feel like the first one was like, oh, this is my first child, you know, like care. But then the second one, it was like, there's things happening inside of me that like I don't even know why, you know what I mean? Like there's emotion, there's weird anger, like um not interpreted, but like
Misguided.
misguided, you know? Yeah, like absolutely. It's like one random, it's like the pin in your balloon, right?
Right.
Like all this stuff's going on, but then it's like you're living your day to day, and then you don't know why you're angry with all these people like saying these things to you, you know? It's like, but like, yeah, I've become pretty in tune with a lot of things as of late, and I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm on the,
That's a huge thing, man. That's a
yeah,
huge spiritual awakening that could potentially, you know, like
well,
change. Like like
yeah,
as soon as you change your everything that like we do is like the only thing that you can experience is from your eyeballs, right?
yeah,
Your
exactly,
perspective,
yeah,
right? So your
exactly,
perspective and your mindset
yeah,
is literally everything.
everything,
It's
yeah,
everything,
exactly,
everything, everything.
yeah.
So yeah, like
It starts with, well, like these books, man. Like I'm excited for you
Yeah.
to read them. It was the book I have. So I went to buy him the book I have, The Mastery of Self, because I've learned so much from it. And there's 4 books in this series. The one I have and these other 3, the 2 he has, and then The Mastery of Knowledge. And there was only 3 left there, minus the one I had. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get him these 2, and admittedly, so I bought myself the other one because I need something new to read or
Yeah.
whatever. So, um, but this is why I'm on this page right now, right? Because it makes so much sense to
Yeah.
me, and um, yeah, I'm on the path of giving my kids the life that I
What-
wish I had, and
that's
they
and the
deserve.
fact that you're aware of that now is there's nothing
Everything,
that can
right?
stop you now, right?
Yeah.
Like that's the journey that you're on, like other than yourself, of course,
Exactly,
right?
But
right?
on the topic of lessons, though,
Yeah.
I hate lessons. I hate when lessons come in the form of a person.
Yeah, right.
And like, so like, I learned multiple lessons over
You
the
probably
last
learned
year
a
and a
lot
half,
this year, yeah.
and I hate that it came in the form of that person specifically.
Yeah.
Because like, I fucking learned a lot, and like, I now like, I feel like have to like really apply it.
So would
Yeah.
you be open to the
But-
idea that, sorry to interrupt your thought, but I had to get this out,
I might
that
be thinking the same thing.
every single experience and like lesson that you get from those people were, and I'm not sure how much, like this is kind of one of those thoughts that I was introduced to, and I'm like, I don't know if like it's kind of cool, but before you even incarnated into this physical thing that you are here, this body, all those lessons were already agreed upon, right? All those people that would come into your life to teach you those things were already, like, it's like a soul, and it's like, I don't know,
the
like
story was already
Right,
written. You mean?
right,
yeah,
right.
but like exactly. So you're like, I don't know if you believe in reincarnations and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So like your soul reincarnates over and over and over again, and we keep ourselves in these cycles.
Yeah.
Right.
Again, just interesting thought experiments, whether it's true or not, whatever.
I don't
right?
know if
But-
I like believe that, but
Right, but
I like, I
So-
see it as a possibility, or like, you know what I mean?
Right. So it's like I don't know. I kind of got you off your topic,
Yeah.
but basically, like those people that come into your life to teach you those lessons, like when you say, "Oh, I don't like that person because," right, that was all preordained.
Yeah,
There's always
yeah.
a lesson that you had to learn.
No, but you know, okay, but you know what though? Okay, but you know what though? Okay, but
Yeah.
you know what though? This same person, I had dated her 10 years ago.
Man, so the thing I was gonna say, if you're thinking the same thing as me, and I was just gonna say, is it because he repeated the relationship?
Well, yeah, and I
Right?
repeated it. That's like this. I repeated
this
it
time it was-
last time. I
Yeah.
dated her 10 years ago, and we broke up a while later. Then we dated again a little while later.
Yeah.
Then last year we dated for a little while. Then we broke up. Then we dated again for a little while.
Right.
But the thing is before. Yeah, no, I guess I did learn some stuff before. But the thing is this time, the first time last year, in between, I learned this new lesson that I didn't apply in the like
yeah.
second time. So like
Which is
I
all
think
just
it's
a
so
root-
true because
yeah.
it's like, hey, not only did you like pretend to learn that lesson, but like now you're really gonna fucking learn that lesson,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
yeah.
Actually learn it.
Because it was reinforced by
So
being
but
done
when you
again.
say that, the worst part is I think I had a clippable speech earlier, but when you say that though, it's probably true because it's like I had to learn this lesson, right? And then it's like, yes, before when we dated, I learned lessons, but not these lessons. And it's like, so now, and then also too, it's like maybe just like the time of, or like where I'm at in my life to like, you know, or maybe like it's different lessons, right? Or well, it is different lessons. So then it's
Yeah.
like, hey, you're at a different point in your life. It's like now you're at the point where you're like, you can't go any further without learning this lesson because
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you are at a point. Because even too, I was starting to. So one of the lessons I learned was to value myself more because I won't put myself in situations that like will lead to poor decisions or whatever.
Yeah, man.
And poor outcomes or whatever,
Yeah.
adverse outcomes.
Yeah.
But so then
Know your health.
but then the thing is, so it's like, yeah, okay, value yourself, right? So then but the thing is before she came back into my life last year, I was already like a year into like working out, and you know, I was like kind of like doing better and like whatever, and like the early part of last year I was like making some better decisions, and then it's like boom, this, and then it's like, okay, you know what, I need. So my point is, it's like I feel like I was at the point where it's like you need to learn to value yourself. So it's like, here's this fucking
The
thing,
test is like the temptation. Yeah.
yeah, and then it's like, yeah, and then I did it again, and I fucking. But so the thing is you're probably right, is that it's like, here you need to learn this lesson, and like, let's introduce this character back again. You know what I mean?
exactly.
Like, which one? You know, like
Yeah.
who will get him? You know, and it's like this
I
one. Like,
feel like the mastery of love will teach you like why you made that decision.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
I feel so.
Well, even too,
right?
whenever I first read it, I just thought it was Mastery of Yourself.
Yeah.
But then I read it again, and I was like, oh, Mastery of Love. And I was like, cool, that's actually like kind of like works for right now, you know, like
And
sweet.
it'll be everything about love. It'll be about like who you love, loving
Yeah.
yourself, and like why you put yourself in the position you do. Right? You just got to be
But-
open with the book. It'll
Yeah,
ask
yeah.
you to be
But the-
like, put this in this
Yeah.
blank, right? And
But so the thing is what I was trying to say earlier is that I was just trying to say that like I hate when lessons come in the form of a person where it's like, okay, I learned this lesson or whatever, and it's like, it's almost like how I was saying earlier, I've walked this far, and it's like it would be a waste to walk this far and not keep going.
yeah.
But it's like, what a waste of a friendship or a relationship or whatever to like learn this lesson. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's like a waste, like, because I don't have that connection anymore. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
fuck,
yeah.
that sucks, right? It's like, okay, look at a positive. You
If that's your
learned this,
mindset, yeah.
but it's like, yeah, you learned this lesson. It's like, yeah, I learned this lesson, but like, why couldn't I have just learned that lesson? Everything goes back to normal, and we just reset, and like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
okay, you know. But then you guys, because I was kind of going back on a topic, but then you guys were talking about something about, I forget what you said, but the weird thing is, I posted this thing earlier, so I'm really bad for remembering that. But I posted this thing earlier, and it related to it, and I was like, weird. I even whenever I posted it, I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna end up showing this on the podcast, and
Yeah.
it just happened to come up. But it was like, so it says, what's the message in this picture? And it's like, there's like a person like dressed up, their head is a heart, and then there's a person dressed up and their head is a brain, and the
Shooting
okay.
them
the
up.
brain is like giving the heart,
heart.
like a medal, like
Yeah.
a like military medal or whatever, and the heart has like a bandage on its head, and it says over the top of the heart it says 2022, 2023, 2024, and then above the brain it says 2025, and it says, I'm proud of you, now it's my time. And so it's like the heart's
Man,
taken
Yeah.
the heart's taken enough,
Yeah.
and it's like, you guys get you heard what I said, you get the idea of what it looks like.
Yeah.
But
That's like exactly what I was saying.
yeah,
too,
yeah.
man.
So
yeah.
and that's why I brought it up, because I'm like, oh, you guys are saying exactly what I posted earlier. But it's like, yeah, it's like you have learned those lessons or whatever, right? So it's now time to use your brain to apply them. Whereas like say when I learned last year, like, oh yeah, value yourself. I wouldn't have been in that situation if I didn't do that. Okay, then I like later was weak, I guess, and like we got back together. But now that thing took over where because like I even tried to go into it and be like, here I have these boundaries and this,
Yeah.
whatever. Okay, cool. Let's move forward like that. Okay, let's do it. Yeah. Okay, and then it was just like boom, the boundaries just like disappeared, and it was like,
Yeah.
oh man, what the fuck? But it was because my heart was still like, yeah, like let's do this, you know.
Yeah.
Whereas now I'm like, okay, you actually use that stuff that your brain has and like do this. So and then like last year, I even said to this to you earlier, is last year so I was speaking with Raz Home. We had a little conversation about life and how things work and stuff, and
He seems like a fucking chill dude.
yeah, well, I was gonna
Whatever,
try and get him
him
to
back.
come back on
For sure.
because me and him have so much more to talk about. Like even other than the spiritual shit we're talking about or whatever, me and him were just talking about little things like just like what he does for work and like fucking like his mom used to work at the same place that I work at and like all this stuff. But anyways, so then there's like but my point is me and him were talking about um just how life works. Yeah, I forget now. Shit, I got off the
Sorry.
Yeah.
the brain and the thing.
With him, I forget.
Shit. Oh, no, it's gone now. Yeah.
It's why
Um,
you put yourself in those positions or whatever.
No, yeah, but using your brain over your heart. Oh no, I was
Oh,
talking about. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was talking about. Because me and him were talking about. I was just talking about how like the last year and whatever has been, you know, and he's like, man, he's like, you know, we got to look forward, and he's like, 2025 to forever is gonna be great for us, or like whatever,
Yeah.
you know. Those weren't his exact words, but something like that. And but I was like, man, am I gonna try that last year? And I was like, yeah. I'm like, all right, like you know, me and her got back together,
Yeah.
and I'm like, hey, all right, like things are really fucking good, and I'm like, hey, but I was also like really dwelling on the past, and I was like, you know what, we're gonna go like roll the fucking like time back or whatever. It's like 2024, and it's like,
Yeah.
all right, everything. But it literally, I swear, when it struck 12, like things just like got worse and worse and worse,
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
last year just fell, or this earlier this year just fell apart for me.
Yeah.
So like, so I said that to him, and he's like, yeah, 2025, whatever, you know. And I'm like, so then now I see this thing, and it's like saying like, basically the brain's telling the heart, you've fucking taken enough fucking
Yeah.
damage. I'm gonna take over here
Yeah.
and use the smarts, right? And so it's just like, man, I feel like that specific post like goes with my life so much right now. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm like, let's do it. I'm like, we're gonna 2025, like
Yeah.
here we go. It's actually gonna be this one, you know, like
Yeah. And you know what, man? It's probably just that one aspect too, you know, that's like that stopped you from hitting that like max potential, or like just kind of like being comfortable with you, and like, you know what I mean, like knowing where you're at, because you put
that's the
But
thing is I don't even know where I'm at. No, I do, I get it,
you
but
know,
I just
well,
like
think of it more simple, you know, you're trying to host shows, and you're trying to make money
man.
working at Boston Pizza, you know what I mean? Like,
Man, actually, I just want to say right now, this kind of goes along with making poor decisions or whatever. I don't know, but speaking of shows, last week I went to a show, and I think it was the Legends or something,
oh yeah, the
Cranium event, and I got extra drunk,
Oh yeah,
and I have some apologies to make.
was it like a bottle table service kind of thing?
I served the table.
Yeah, okay.
But
Yeah.
so
Yeah, that's great.
I want to start with first and foremost, Jugga and anyone with the Cranium people, Cranium Arts Project. Sorry, I am sorry. I was a bit much. I feel I heard. I don't remember anything, and I heard that. I remember getting there. I remember buying a whole bunch of bottles of beer,
Okay.
putting it on the table,
Yeah.
and then I don't remember any of the performances.
Okay.
But like so. I understand that maybe Jugga and somebody else, some people had to tell me like, calm down, and I feel like apparently it was like happy. It wasn't like a bad thing,
Right.
but yeah, I also feel like maybe me being who I am, and then also being with like Fox and Bully, that like that's why they weren't just like get the fuck out, you idiot.
Right.
So yes, Jugga and Cranium Arts Project. I'm very sorry for that. I already did speak with Jugga, and we're good. It's love. But however, we have a little list of performers that I would like to apologize to.
what did you do this night? Holy fuck.
Shit.
Malcolm. So I'm sorry. I also reached out to him. I heard I fell on the stage during his set. Like the stage wasn't very tall, and I guess I tripped over the speaker and like fell on the stage during his set.
Shit.
And then I also would like to apologize to Unlucky Luke, and Tigwan the Trip. I feel like I heard that maybe I was throwing water on them, and that maybe I was in the way when they were trying to film each other or something.
Okay.
So I'm sorry for that. I don't know who else performed. I'm sorry. Wait.
Fox
Yeah. Well, yeah.
at the end, yeah.
But there's another guy. Something boy. Bad boy. No, that's a girl.
Right, yeah, that's a girl.
But I'm sorry to you. I don't know. No one said anything. I did anything to you, but
Yeah.
I'm sure I did.
Oh shit.
And so I'm sorry for that. But and then also to Blocks and Bully, I saved them for the last. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, and they know what I mean. So anyways, to everyone, I'm sorry. Also, actually, you know what? The bartender, I'm sorry. We were getting along really well. Apparently, I slapped some drinks on the ground before I left, or cups. I believe they said cups.
So, sorry, who filled you in on all of these apparentlys?
Bully and
Bully,
Flox and
okay.
everybody, yeah. And I would also like to apologize to Flox's buddies, Bully and Flox's buddies that came and sat with us and like were associated with the tyranny or whatever.
Yeah.
And oh, actually, you know what? Also, too, MAX was there. Apparently, we had a great time. But I'd like to apologize to his girlfriend or whatever. I apparently was throwing fake gang signs at her. And so
You gotta behave yourself out there, Stylez. Jesus.
So yeah. So anyways, I'm just sorry all around.
You're
And
representing a brand now, don't you
yeah.
understand?
And so then the thing is I drank a lot, and I don't really drink much anymore. And now after that, we're probably not going to do it anymore at all.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, and I would love to come back to another event and get a redemption. But yeah, so I also lost my gold chain. Well, I mean, like, I lost my chain.
Yeah.
And I lost my ring that was on it that I got from my mom.
No
shit,
way.
no
yeah.
way.
And so
So this like come off you in like a scuffle or something?
I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think so. But it came off of me, like, because apparently I took my sweater off and I was like swinging my sweater around in the crowd and stuff.
And it might have been
And
in
I
your
think
pocket.
maybe no, I think I might have like pulled
As
it
you came
off,
off,
like when I
yeah.
took the sweater off.
Okay.
And so yeah, I
Just
don't know.
let it
But I
go.
called the fucking the club. Well, I would have like broke the chain probably, right? Because it won't fit over my head.
Right.
But I called the
okay.
club, and he's like, no chain. But he's like, I found a ring. Like, I was like, oh man. So then I described it to him. He's like, no man. He's like, that's not the ring I found.
Fuck.
I'm like, oh man.
I would have just like said I'm coming to look at it.
Well, yeah, I actually texted him later. I was like, hey,
Did
I'm
you
like,
just text a picture of it or something? Or?
well, I was like, I'm trying to find a picture of my ring, but I'm like, maybe like maybe I didn't describe it very well. I'm like,
Yeah.
what does the ring look like that you found? And then I asked like if it had any like, because mine was just a band. I was like, it's just a band. Does the one you found have any like crown or face or like head
Right.
on it, you know? And I never heard back from him. But
Yeah.
and then I tried the restaurant we went to, Lone Star. Shout out to, I forget your name. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but you were good to us. Oh, Twilight was her name,
Oh, shit,
Twilight?
yeah.
and she's not a stripper.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And that's
We asked.
not a fake name?
I probably is. We walked into the kitchen and tipped her, because like
Yeah.
our server wasn't the greatest. It was busy as hell, but our server wasn't the greatest. And so she came out and like brought her food, and like she was like, she got us extra stuff we asked for and stuff.
Yeah, right.
So then we were like trying to find her, and we walked into the kitchen. There's just two girls. She's on the other side of the kitchen, and
Oh,
there's like an
yeah.
exit out there. Like we could go out and like leave the front door that
Oh,
way. So
right,
we
right.
like, we're like, hey, Twilight, and like the two girls turn around. The one girl's just like, and like me and Bully just walking. In. We both slap her $10 and leave. We're like, yeah, thanks. Yeah,
That's
see you
hilarious.
later.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
Yeah, shit. So you were saying like something about being asked to host that show. Is that anything to do?
no,
with
that
it?
wasn't the show that I was
it
asked to
the-
host. It was I was asked to host one in Munster or something.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. No, they didn't ask me to host that one, but
That's off the table now.
Well, fuck. I was just gonna say, whenever I showed up, like Jug is like, "Hey, man, yeah." He's like, "I'll get in touch with you. We'll talk about this, whatever." Yeah, I'm like,
Right.
"Cool, man, yeah." And then I remember he said something about like why they didn't have a host for this one or
Right.
something. I was like, "Cool, man, yeah." And then yeah, I woke up the next day and was like, "What?" I
Yeah.
guess I should probably talk to him about
Tone her
that.
down a little bit, eh?
Yeah, wild. But yeah. But yeah, that was Friday the 13th.
Yeah. I
Um,
figured too. I knew Malcolm was gonna be there, and I thought to myself, I'm like, I bet Malcolm's just gonna bother Stylez about the cipher.
oh
I
yeah.
even thought of
No,
that.
I
was like,
can't-
he's gonna ask him about the cipher for sure. Not necessarily like bother him, but like
We did. I
Definitely
think we
ask.
did actually talk about it. Yeah, I can't remember. Like, well, I don't. Like I said, I got there. I remember being outside and I talked to Malcolm for a bit and shit.
yeah,
And then I remember I went inside, and then yeah, it's funny because MAX goes, yeah. He's like, Styles went into the washroom, came out of the washroom, he was gone. And the thing is, I was like, man, I'm like, if you're insinuating I did anything in the washroom, I'm like, no. But the thing is, the washroom's upstairs. There's an upstairs like balcony thing.
balcony,
But there's a
right?
bar up there. So like I walk into the original bar, I give them my jacket and stuff, and I go up and I'm like, I think I got a double gin and tonic.
Yeah.
MAX buys me a shot. We do a shot. I buy 10 Coronas and I bring them to the table.
Right.
Aspect shows up. I'm like, what are you drinking? He's like, Long Island iced tea. So I get him one. I made a few at work the other day and I'm like, I want to try this shit. So I'm like, two
Yeah.
Long Island iced teas. I'm like, yeah. All right, cool. Have a couple beers. All right, cool. Yeah. And then I'm like, I gotta take a piss. I go to the washroom. I go and there's a girl at the bar. I start talking to the girl, like the bartender, I guess I should say. Just start talking to the bartender. It's just like a little bar. And she just looked there like by herself, look fucking bored or whatever. So I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, how's it going? Yeah. And talking to her and shit. And I was like, oh, you got Hennessy? I'm like, yeah, I'll take 2 ounces of Hennessy. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Thanks. Whatever. Yeah. Like go downstairs. So like, that's probably where it all started to fall
it's
apart.
like started, yeah.
After the Henny shots.
Yeah.
Especially whenever you haven't been drinking for a while
Yeah.
too, right?
Oh, and then I drank a lot before I got there too.
Yeah. And that's the thing, man. Whenever you take that break, when you go to
Drinking
drink,
tequila.
you drink what you know you can, right?
Mhm.
But your body's like, whoa, you
I
took
can't
a
do
break.
this
Yeah,
now.
we're not used to this. Like even tonight, man. Fuck, I probably drank 5 beer. I think this
Still
probably
on his
my-
fifth.
Yeah, and I had a gin drink, and I'm best believe I'm fucking feeling it for sure.
Do we get into this game or what?
Yeah, let's get into this game, man, for sure. You know, like, believe it or not, I feel like I've been sitting here for half an hour. It's been an hour and 33 minutes.
Yeah, it has. An hour and a half.
Yeah.
God damn.
That's the drink effect right there.
Okay, so here's the thing: is we already read a couple of these ones. So I'm gonna put them like
Yeah.
in here. I read one of these ones. Put them in here.
So the judge changes every hand?
Yeah, it just goes around in a circle.
All right.
So I don't know. How do you want to decide? Flip a coin or what?
Who has a coin?
We can't flip a coin 3 ways.
I got a coin right
You
We
got a
can do
coin?
odds and evens.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, I guess we could just do
Since
round
you-
robin.
Since you have it and you're to my left, let's go between you guys. Or no, let's go
Well-
between me and you. Who
Alright.
goes first? Because we're
So
closest.
heads, you go first. Tails, I go first. Or
As the judge, yeah. We're like whoever wins will be the judge first.
okay. So who's calling it? You or me?
I'll call it because you have it.
Okay, heads or tails?
I'll go.
Wait, what did I say? Heads, you go first. Tails, I go first.
If I
Yeah,
get...
just do that.
Okay, yeah, all right. I'll call tails.
Okay.
You to go first. I'll call tails for you to go
Just
first
pick
to
something.
judge.
Just do it.
Yeah.
It's King fucking George. Or whatever.
Heads. All right, so it's me as judge first.
No, what?
That's what I said.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I was like, what? You guys switched it into...
No, yeah.
That's what I said. You did say you.
You was tails, right? Me.
Yeah, right. But you said I picked tails.
Yeah.
Right,
So
but
if you didn't get tails,
but it doesn't
I'm
matter.
judge,
'Cause-
yeah.
Right.
So I'm judge. So I don't even know how this works.
So you gotta pick a card. Is that what I'm?
Let's see. How do I play? Pick a card, read it out loud, and decide who in the group should be tagged with the card and why. Classic rules. Best for players who hate their friends. They know the judge. Everyone says who in the group deserves the card and why. You don't want to be tagged with the card. The judge decides who gets the card, and it's a negative point. Each round has a new judge.
Shout out Trip.
Whoever is sitting
Just hit me
to
out.
the left of the previous judge.
Yeah, it goes around the left. Or goes to the left.
Yeah. When
Okay,
a player
let's
reaches
do it.
negative 7 points, so when you have 7 cards in your hand, you are the loser.
Okay.
All right? So I'm the judge, and I pick the first card.
That's right.
And then
You
And
guys,
then you have to... Oh, I guess, yeah. We
you guys will have to decide.
we vote who we want
Yeah.
it to go to, but then he...
will
I
be
just
the
vote
final
you all the
we're just
time.
gonna have to debate on who deserves it more. Like I think
You
you
guys-
should get it. Or
Yeah,
you guys should
yeah,
get it,
yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you have to decide who has the better argument.
I wonder if we can make him give it to him.
Yeah.
Keep that card.
Keep that card, yeah. All right, first card. Number 25 is always like really cold.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Drunk, stoned, or stupid, who would say that? Is always like really cold.
I don't know.
Is that one part of it? Like you have to be drunk, stoned, or like
No, I don't know.
No,
It's
yeah.
literally just who does that
Who is
match more?
likely to
Like,
match that, yeah.
but I don't. I'm
I feel like I complain about it being cold a lot, but
okay. He just sold that for me. Yeah.
But it's the words in there. So who would say like a lot?
No, it's not even that they say that, man. We read the instructions twice. It's just that who is always
most likely to be that, right? So
Oh,
what does it
really
say?
cold.
Yeah,
So what does it say on it exactly?
Is always like really cold. And
because
it's
no
not
one
even-
because no one would say is always like really cold.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
But I know
it's
what
not
it's
a
saying,
quote.
though. But it
It's not
kind of
a-
is, though, right? It's saying like, who's the most likely to say that thing? It's like,
It's hilarious because I know out of the 3 of us, this is me. Nothing but bone and skin over here.
I don't know, man. It's up to you who you give it to, though.
It is.
Jonesy already said that he's always cold.
I'll say Jonesy.
yeah, no, you're probably right though. I'm not even gonna lie on that one.
Yeah.
I'll fucking take the card.
All right, yeah.
You're
it's,
probably more likely to say that you're too hot.
Oh, incapable of being on time.
Oh shit!
I feel like I dodged a bullet there.
You did dodge a bullet. Fuck. I'm always on time, man.
Me too, man. I
Yeah,
feel like I'm pretty
yeah,
good at
that's
being on time.
hilarious.
Oh shit! Somebody say something at least.
Well, Jonesy is always fucking waiting for me.
Yeah, well, you know what? Actually, so like, if anything, you're late more often than not, probably
Yeah.
because of Stylez. Like, if we're
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
That's
you're
what I was
right.
thinking.
You are right.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, if
Motherfucker, yeah.
anything, he's more late
Even
because
today,
I'm with
I'm
him.
like, we'll be there 8ish. We rolled up at like 8:10. I'm like, here, sign the card. And then you literally texted us. You're like, ready to go anytime. I'm like, oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, all right.
See you,
I'll
brother.
take it.
Oh, here,
right.
put it in here. Pick it
Yeah,
up.
this is you, Jonesy.
Oh, this is
Yeah, you get to read that one.
has a 20-minute conversation with Siri.
Oh, there it is. Styles.
Yeah, Stylez, you literally put out a short video the other day with about how you're like talk to Siri a lot and how she doesn't
Exactly.
fucking respect you
I'll
enough.
take it, man. I'll take it.
That's hilarious. Oh shit, man. We got Chris in the comments, and we also got Chip in the comment.
Oh yeah, he just snapped me. He was asking about one of his freestyles. He said he was wearing a red sweater or something. If anybody finds it, let me know what episode it is.
We'll have to clip that one for sure. That should just be a thing. Not even like episodes, but artists specifically. You know, go and clip
I'm good on that
freestyles
stuff.
from that.
Yeah. Okay, Jones or Bisho.
Oh yeah.
So it's 1-1-1.
What?
Yeah, we all got a card each. All right, are we doing first to 7 or first to 5?
It's 7
7. Yeah.
or well, whatever.
Is a basic bitch.
I don't. I wouldn't. I don't know.
I wouldn't call
I don't think
either
I'm
of you
basic.
basic bitch, but if I had to say which one of you guys would kind of lean towards, like,
Basic bitchness.
I guess, like, what would be a basic? What would-
Fucking. Yeah, I don't know. Styles, I guess I
man.
think
I'm
gotta
gonna give you
sell
that
you
one.
on being the
Only
basic bitch.
because Jonesy's a very simple guy, and you know, if I had a basic bitch, probably about like her fashion and like her hair, maybe, and what
No.
she likes, and you're probably a little more
No, it's
like
the opposite.
that than Ben.
It's a plain and simple person.
Yeah, you think so?
No,
Oh, it
basic
says
bitch.
basic, right?
I'd
Shit.
picture the person that's like
What
with
I'm
the
saying
big
is like
lips
a
and fake
high-end-
tits saying like she's a basic bitch. You
I'm
know what I
sorry,
mean?
man.
Like so
You-
it's something that they would look
Yeah.
like, you know?
You know what? I feel like you are right, and I was wrong, and I hate to change that, but he is right. He did say basic.
Well, I'll take the basic bitch card.
Yeah,
Fuck.
sorry.
God damn it,
Jonesy.
Styles. Why you gotta
Hey,
fucking
it did say-
argue so good?
Oh shit! I
Alright,
should have been on the debate club, man.
You'll have your revenge, I'm sure.
Brags about not using a chaser.
I feel like that would be you.
Yeah, that's
It's-
it. Too, yeah.
It's definitely not me. That I can tell you that right
Yeah.
now.
Brags about not
Not.
using a chaser.
And I was always the guy fucking
pick a
cutting
new one.
limes for Coronas. Yeah.
I want a new one.
Mm.
I feel like
Is I guess yeah. Can we do that?
A new card?
Like if the judge doesn't like the card he
there's
reads, can he pick a different one?
250 cards and fucking 3 of us. So yeah, we could probably yeah.
Do we?
Sure. Just for the fun of it, let's do it. See what we get.
Builds a fort and sleeps in it for a week.
That's
Shit.
great. And you're the judge.
Yeah.
I'm gonna straight up say that's me.
Yeah. Well, that's funny.
It's-
when
yeah.
I read builds a fort, I thought Jonesy, and then I was like, and sleeps in it for a week. I was like, B show.
You know what's funny though? I actually I built more forts in the last like few months than I've ever built in my entire life. Probably.
Have you slept in them?
No,
No, I'm joking.
definitely not. Not
I'm
for
probably
real
in
though.
the same shoes.
It's because
though,
I like
yeah.
actually like so I fake sleep all the time where it's like, Daddy, come sleep over here, and he'll
Yeah,
like set up a
right.
bed for me and everything. He's like, come sit, lie down here.
in
He'll
his
let-
room.
yeah,
Yeah.
he'll try to get me all comfortable.
Yeah, that's hilarious, man.
Has heart to heart with homeless guy.
Oh, that's Stylez 100%.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
but you know what's funny?
Yeah.
At first I went me, and then I was like, you know what? I'm like, I feel like I'm walking down the street, and I go back, and I'm like, oh, what are you talking about? He's like,
Yeah.
"Man," and he's having the deep conversation.
Yeah, it's true. Styles are getting that
Yeah,
one.
for sure. That's yours. All right. Finishes every word. Oh, finishes every wounded soldier at party. What?
Oh, like empty beers or like half
Oh,
beers or
really?
whatever. Yeah.
That's gross.
I feel like that would have been you back when we were all the youngest that we could have been.
And the worst. Yeah, I don't know. You make your decision.
That wasn't me, man. What's the game? King's Cup
Uh,
with the card deck.
Oh, you put the
And-
cards on the.
and there's a cup in the
Yeah,
middle and
yeah.
you pour it. I was always afraid to get that cup. Like I wouldn't even want to drink that cup. So
Yeah, let alone all the
Yeah.
No thanks.
this, if Liam was here right now,
That's his
he
card.
would like openly fucking take this. 100%.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
but I guess I don't know. You got to take that.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've drank some.
The only
fucking-
only thing I had to say there was I've done that. So
yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, fuck.
Okay. So actually, my son's mother,
Yeah.
she used to drink like 2/3 of a beer,
Okay.
and then like she didn't like the rest of it. And I'm not saying like I'm well, I might be exaggerating a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe like 3/4 of a beer. Like there was enough
Right.
in like there was
like
enough
a bottle that with
Like yeah, she would leave and then like go dump it and throw the can away, and I'm like,
right.
hey, like I will drink
Yeah,
that beer.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like,
There's
three-
starving kids in Africa, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck. Oh, number 33, Patrick. Wow. Anyways,
Yeah.
apologizes for everything they have ever done.
Oh my god, this is like very funny for what we have been talking about already tonight.
I think I already know what we'll give it to. But you guys have anything to say about it?
I was gonna give it to you.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do I say I'm sorry a lot? Do I apologize
You
for a lot of
don't
things?
know.
I'm,
Well,
I'm usually not sorry about many things.
honestly, dude, you're one of the most like honest, straightforward fucking people I've ever been around. To the point where you don't have to
You're not
fucking
helping the
say that.
situation.
Yeah.
So you never say it. So you say it sometimes.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Yeah. For sure. I'll take that, man. I definitely know a few situations where I'm like, yeah, I'm being that guy.
I'm always at work. I'm like, sorry. They're like, no, like it's good. I'm like, behind you, sorry. Oh,
Yeah.
corner, sorry.
Has sketchy friends.
Oh, that's funny. Over
Man.
Styles.
Shit. I feel like this game is.
Hey, like
Rigged.
we are those sketchy friends. Though,
Media.
right?
Oh, it's made for me, man.
Yeah. All right. Sex in public.
I mean,
I feel like all
I'll
three of
proudly
us
take that
would
one.
do this. I feel like I have not had enough conversations with either of you about this to know whether this has happened or not, to be
I
honest.
have a funny story.
If I have talked with anybody about,
I mean, come on. If you hit your 30s and not had sex in public, like,
yeah,
I mean, how public are we talking?
Yeah, that I don't know, right? For sure, it's like,
Styles looks like he wants to say something.
oh yeah, for sure. I feel like definitely this way, because this guy's single, unlike you and I haven't been. But that's very judgmental. I don't know how explore relationships.
Hey man, when you've been in a relationship that long, you got to keep it
You gotta
spicy
keep it
somehow,
spicy,
you know.
right? These guys go to I was gonna say Bora Bora, but you go to
Belize.
Belize, yeah. Fuck, man, why am I the judge of this one?
How many cards you got over there, Styles?
I have 4 cards.
You have 4, I have 3.
I got 2.
I'm just gonna go off of who has been more open with the sex talk, and I'm gonna go this way. This way.
Because, like, yeah.
That's not a bad. I mean,
No, yeah, for sure. So, I mean, like, public washroom
Yeah,
is public.
like, what's the most public?
Balcony is public, I guess.
Oh,
Right, yeah, okay.
Second story balcony.
Second story?
Yeah.
That's like right on the ground, bro.
Yeah, that is pretty public.
And there was no, like, other balconies, like, above it. Like, it was, like, a house that just had a
Yeah,
second
yeah.
floor balcony, and that was, there wasn't even a roof
Oh, right,
over it
okay.
or
So you're
anything.
just
And then-
upstairs.
And it was right
Yeah.
downtown, so there's just, like, buildings above us, dude. Anyways, allegedly, apparently, I lie all the time, man. If you know what I'm saying. But I also too forgot you guys were shouting out these people. It's Chris Paquette from the shows and stuff,
yeah.
Sudden Security?
Sudden, yeah.
and Trip.
Yeah.
Cool. Shout out these guys, man. Fucking right. And Merry Christmas
Yeah, Merry
to
Christmas,
everyone,
boys.
by the way. So whose turn is it?
Yours.
Did I? Oh, now I have 5. That's hooks up with a mom or dad.
Mm. Or
That's-
a dad.
that's both of you.
I guess it's just
That's both of you.
We hook up with moms.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Shit, I guess it's me too, but
It would,
allegedly. But
you're right. It would be.
yeah, both of yous hooked up with mom or dad.
It's just tough because like a single person like you would hook up with a mom.
Especially
say.
at this age, yeah.
Yeah, exactly at this age. But like we are.
I'm giving this
mom,
one to
you know,
Jonty.
yeah. It doesn't specify, so yeah, like that.
Well, I feel like
definitely-
with his like little like speech about like you were talking about being adventurous and you're like,
yeah.
well, you gotta spice it up. So I'm like, all right,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah, for
maybe
sure.
you guys are doing it more or something.
For sure.
Oh yeah, here.
No doubt, they've already been there, fucking conquered that wall. Whereas opposed,
If this goes 2 for
I'm-
2, for me, it's over.
oh yeah,
Yeah, I have 5 right here.
Interprets everything as flirting.
Well, no.
no, that's a tough one.
It is. Like, I think if, like,
We would have had to known each other longer, and y'all would have picked me, for sure.
He's selling himself out here.
so,
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Well,
yeah.
what I'm thinking is, like, so it interprets everything as flirting. So maybe if I was to, like, reinterpret this card, I would pick the person that, I guess, thinks, like overthinks.
Mhm.
You know what
right,
I mean?
yeah,
Like,
that's
thinks
that
too
would
true.
muchly
make
about
sense,
something.
And yeah, for sure.
I will say that I have been
Or, like,
accused
like,
of
yeah, like-
accused of
Well, exactly. Well, it would be the same thing. It's like let's say, us at work, one of the girls say something about us,
right.
just to comment something different, but we took it as flirting.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I think I am gonna give this one to Brando, only because, yeah,
It
like,
reminds me of a situation when I first got my glasses, and Jess made a comment towards me, and it just, I was like,
you like, ooh, my glasses.
yeah, it's like, whoa, like fucking.
she must like me.
Yeah. You know what, man? It's the law of attraction. You know what I mean? Everyone's curious
Glasses
about
attract
what
everyone.
other people think about them. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's true. Yeah.
I would say deep down, that's probably something everybody would love to know.
What do they call that? With the guy, and he looked in the water.
Harry Potter?
No.
How did you make that connection?
I just watched Harry Potter and tears fucking. They catch tears in vials as memories and put it in water and watch.
Let me talk
Oh,
to this
okay.
guy
Yeah.
here. Hey Siri,
Do you have the Apple Intelligence thing on your phone yet?
what's the god that looked in the water and saw his reflection? Hey Siri, what is the god?
Who is the
Yeah. Hey Siri, who is the god that looked in the water and saw his reflection and fell in love with himself? Narcissus.
Is that what she said?
No, it is. It is.
That's
it is.
the-
I was gonna say that, but I wasn't sure it's spelled like Narcissus.
Oh
Narcissist.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
but that's
Yo,
where
that's
narcissist comes
crazy.
from,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
absolutely. I didn't.
Well, because
Yo.
I was gonna say that because there's a song from it's called Vanity by
Okay.
Wale, and he's like, look at me, oh no, what vanity you see. But at the start, he's like, how awesome is this narcissism?
Yeah. Yo, that's crazy, right?
yeah,
Because people who stare into vanities a lot love themselves.
yeah.
And
I do look at the mirror a lot, but
Yeah.
fuck, man.
yeah,
Why they call them vanity plates too?
Right.
It's usually
you're vain.
yeah.
Yeah, right. Wow, it's crazy. Where were we?
Where were we?
before that? Yeah.
In the
I'm
basement.
picking one up.
It's like we're in Jonesy's basement.
Yeah.
But we're not. Yeah, it's your turn.
We've always been here.
Carefully construct social media image.
The thing is, I don't. But if yeah, I shouldn't say anything.
You definitely have more of.
Well, I was gonna
trying to
say
give this
out
one to
of
you, I guess,
both
but,
of
Yeah,
like,
us.
but does he carefully
The thing is
construct
yeah,
it,
I don't
though?
carefully construct it, but the thing is
you have more of a social
I
media.
put more
like,
thought into it, or like I
Yeah.
put like you know what I mean, or
I don't
at
think I've
least
posted on social
You're
media
more
for
like
like 2
do
years.
more
doing it
stuff.
more,
Like yeah,
yeah.
so really, I'm not helping my case, but
You're doing it.
remember me, Jonesy.
You're out of this one.
Gives people terrible nicknames.
Fuck. None of us have ever given each other a nickname.
Other than the ones we like made for ourselves, I guess.
Yeah. So,
If Liam was here, fuck.
I actually yeah.
Because like everyone calls me B-Show. That comes from fucking literally school.
Right.
Yeah.
Liam would have
I call
been
you
a-
Brando more than I call you B-Show.
Yeah,
though.
yeah. Well, you know what, man? I fucking love everybody that calls me Brando because I know that those people are close to me.
That's right. Because
Everyone that calls me Brando are people that I've like worked with and
Somebody
and,
hit me with a BC earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Percy Carl.
Oh,
Yeah, I
fuck,
saw him
ran-
at the gym.
I ran into Percy the other day, man.
Yeah?
Hadn't seen Percy
Oh,
in
actually.
like fucking 15 years.
Oh, holy shit.
Yeah, took me a minute. We looked at each other when I first walked in. Nothing there, right? I walk up behind him. I'm waiting, and he's done. Turns around. We look at each other, and I'm like, Percy. I'm like, fucking long time, man. You know, like I don't know if we shook hands or not, but you know what? Like I could tell he was just as like dumbfounded as I was. I was I'm so happy to see this guy, but like I can't believe I'm seeing you right now. Yeah. My brother's best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think can I get another one?
Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah.
Why not?
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah,
Nobody's
for
like-
sure. I would agree. Like none of us. Yeah,
Is always right.
is always right.
So the thing is this could go
Well, I
two.
know
This
I'm
could go.
always
I was
right,
gonna say.
so-
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say this could go two ways. It's like, oh yeah, you always think you're right, like
Yeah,
here or whatever,
right.
right? But then like, it's just
Or like literally.
right
Is it-
more than
Yeah.
not. You know what I mean? But then the thing that comes to my mind is that like, I would
I
give
think
this to
this
you
card
because
is probably
you,
the first description that you gave to it. Like it's the person like who is like, oh yeah, you're the one that always thinks you're right.
Yeah. So
Well, it's-
the person I thought of first when this card came up isn't here. It would be my friend Jesse, and he would love the fact that I said that. But he is a cocksucker that like is like I'm right, you're wrong, and honest to fucking God, it sucks that he's right 90% of the fucking time. But and then you're the
Just
guy
he'll
who's
rub it
like,
in.
no, you're wrong, and you'll like go to a length to try and prove him wrong, right? But anyways, that's what I got from it. Like someone who's like right and
Exactly
is
like
like proud
that.
to be right. Yeah.
Exactly.
but see, I look at but if I look at it like, just like right about things more than not,
Right.
like it's still tough because I'm like, well, either way it's tough. But I'm like Jonesy because I feel like you have a lot of information.
Yeah.
You like take in a lot of information and like
Yeah.
remember it.
For sure.
But then like with him, it's like, what are we talking about, right? Like what day?
Oh,
what day
right,
did this happen
memories,
on?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? He's like, he's probably right? But then it's like, talk about like, history or something maybe, or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever, like another topic, right? And it's like, you probably know
Yeah.
about it, right? It's like,
I'm going Jonesy my vote for sure. Yeah. For sure.
All right, so
Right?
wait,
I get that vote, right? You're the judge.
yeah,
right?
you get the vote.
I
yeah.
want to like at the end of these, we got to read out all our cards again
Yeah.
because I want.
Yeah,
Honestly, man,
that's
what
the
kind
thing.
of person do we think
That's
we
the
each are?
thing. That's the thing is, it
I've-
says at the end we're supposed to read them out, aren't we?
Yeah. I've been on this thing, man.
Each player in
telling
the
everyone
group
about
now
Bitcoin.
reads aloud all
Oh,
their
yeah,
cards.
Oh, And I'm like, yeah, like
Yeah, I'm doing it.
I used to have conversations at the podcast with Stylez and Ben about Bitcoin. You know, I didn't think too much of it, didn't do anything. And I'm like, both, you know, both of those guys right now are sitting there like, you know, fairly happy. And I'm like, and it just talking with Jonesy this year, like you made it click for me, right? And I at that point, well, I see it now, man. Like, cause I've tried to just go and like talk to other people about it, and they don't really believe in
No
it, I
one
guess,
cares.
or no one cares,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, like, and I see it for myself, like happening, like what you've talked about, literally happening, and yeah. So, anyways,
Man, there's a kid, Ryan Trahan or whatever.
I'll give you that
You
kind.
do you watch him too, Ryan Trahan?
Yes,
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
a blonde kid.
yeah.
Whatever. He
The
does a
bathroom.
Because I see him come up on our YouTube or whatever, and so I was like, but it comes up as a suggestion.
yeah, he did
so
like,
I'm like,
lived a whole week on Bitcoin. or
yeah,
something like
man,
that, or
yeah, and like, but the thing is like, it's crazy how many people he runs into, and they're like, I have no clue. And like, he did say like, the further that trip went on, the further out in the sticks they went or whatever. So obviously, the further you go, people are like, what the fuck? But like in Renford, there's a Bitcoin machine, man,
Right.
and there might actually be two of them. But the thing is like, yeah, so like, okay, he's going further out, but still, you think like when he's like starts, like somebody knows something. There were people that knew about it, but like there was no one that just like had it on their phone. Like he had to get them to download it and like send it to them or whatever, you
Right.
know. And I was like, man, I'm surprised more people don't like know about it, you know. But like at the same time, like still, if like
It shocks me actually, like, and I think it's because like, especially in our part of the world, we're pretty sheltered for needing something like Bitcoin,
yeah,
right? Like, whereas like if you are, you know, an immigrant from India and you needed to send money back without, you know, um, needing to go through the Swift thing and waiting days for transfer of like conversion of dollars to this their local currency and like getting it all taxed or whatever. You just fucking get someone's crypto wallet, send it across. It's done in a few
yeah,
seconds or minutes, you know, at the most. Um, Boom, done, and then they can
yeah.
go and transfer that into their local currency and or not even if they, I don't know, whatever. But that's one of the best use cases for it, right?
Yeah, man, they can even do it right to PayPal, like Cash App,
Yeah,
or not PayPal, Cash App and Venmo
right.
or whatever. I could just.
I know they're
mean,
doing like
in the
they're
States.
starting to do more like integration with like, you know, crypto cards and like credit cards and shit like that. Like,
Yeah,
so you can spend it as you would a normal debit card. You know, it's just yeah.
well, yeah, they went to that fucking place to get coffee. There's like some city or not city, some town or whatever. It's like 100 people or something, or like 110 people. He wanted to go buy a coffee there with Bitcoin. And he ends up finding some guy that like he's like has Bitcoin or whatever. So they sent him. Forget it. Ended up costing them like I think $20 or $50 for two coffees or something
Really,
like
yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah. It's crazy. It's definitely not. It's not a very useful like currency like to actually
No.
like transact with on a daily basis. Doesn't work for that. Um, and it kind of like it did back in the days of like Silk Road and shit, you know,
Yeah.
where
That
like
guy's
people,
getting out, eh?
I hope so. That's
Yeah,
fucked,
in
man. All he did was
38
like
days
it's
or something.
wild, man. Dude, all he did was make a website.
Yeah.
That's all he's so like the drug dealers that sold drugs on his website got shorter sentences than he did for just creating the website.
Well, it's kind of like, I guess, conspiracy or whatever, like Rico sort of. But I get it. Like he's
I think there's a whole documentary about this thing coming
yeah,
pretty soon. Yeah. It's wild. Yeah, like but anyway, that like he's like crazy because that paved the way to even get Bitcoin talked about as a thing, right? It could have died so many times
Right.
but it's survived,
It
and
keeps
for whatever
going,
reason,
yeah.
it just fucking keeps going.
I
And
don't
I think
know what it, like. Do you know much about like the mining, like people that have?
most of the miners now are in like China, and they're like massive like corporations
Yeah.
that do the vast majority of like the
Um.
mining. You can get like
So
GPUs and
what
Let's
would
get the game.
what would the value impact of Bitcoin have with like miners? Because like, well, I know an individual who has two mining machines.
right.
So I don't know like how popular these machines are and like how many normal individuals like them would have them. But like
I think it would probably and it would take a long time to get paid out a lot of money. I think
from
like if you're
that,
just
so
using
they
like
I think
a
they
small
told
miner.
me what they make a day in Bitcoin mining, but it is like powering them is the biggest issue.
Right, it's
Like
expensive.
yeah, it's expensive, so you gotta have it off grid ideally, unless you're rich or whatever. These people that I know that have them are actually using them to heat a smaller unit, so they're going to keep them in this other unit, solar power them, and use them because they radiate a lot of heat, and so they're going to use it to heat this little area or
That's huge,
whatever.
man. Like they're
Yeah,
making decisions that honestly will
benefit their future, right?
big time.
That's crazy
And
smart.
yeah, for sure.
Legit, man. I think like so like you were saying, you can talk about it and most people like don't even know a thing about it, right? Like
Yeah,
or they've
or
heard of
even
it and they just like, yeah,
yeah,
whatever, it's this weird internet thing that I don't
or
really
they
care about.
jumped on it last wave and saw it go
Right.
down,
They got
and
burned
then
and
they
then
were like, "Fuck
dipped.
it,"
Yeah. Because
because
they don't see they're in it to get rich quick, right? They heard someone
exactly,
talking about it like, "Oh,
yeah,
I can make quick
that's
money doing this,"
yeah,
right? They don't see like I did a lot of research about how fucking money is like
Play the
exactly.
it's
game.
like yeah, I think
How
I
does
got
it work? How does our country work
money
with
is
it?
like the
Right?
biggest
Like
thing, right? Like when I figured out why fiat currency and like a fractional reserve lending, privately owned like central banking
bank
system, like
work.
the Fed, like all
Yeah,
this shit, like there has to be like the Bitcoins like solves all of their bullshit,
yeah,
right? They're just
right.
like their endless printing of money,
Yeah,
the debasing of your time essentially, because the more money you get paid for your literal hours that you give to someone for your work are worth less and less and less and
every
less,
day.
right?
Especially like look at like Bitcoin. What was it? It's worth more than the Canadian.
Canada,
Yeah, it's worth more
it's
than Canada.
it's worth more than
Did you see
Canada.
that? Bitcoin worth more than Canada itself.
What?
Yeah, it is. True,
It flipped
yeah.
the Canadian dollar.
Once
So
that
there's
came out, that's when fucking Freeland she bailed.
yeah, well, that's like the whole fucking Canadian government is going down.
Yeah.
Fucking Trudeau. He needs to get out of here.
Sorry, anyways, yeah, continue what you were saying. Yeah. He will soon.
But
It's
that's the
inevitable.
reason why I see like I don't give a shit about the crazy fluctuations that happen in the
Yeah,
price. It
yeah,
doesn't phase me. I hold on to it
yeah.
knowing that it will continue to gain
Continue, yeah.
value over time because there's a fixed supply
Yeah.
and it's pegged to something, the US dollar, that has an infinite supply and they keep printing more of.
Right.
So it will always take more dollars
yeah.
to buy the Bitcoin. So if I hold the
Yeah.
Bitcoin,
You're
then I
the
can sell it for more like than
yeah.
what I bought. And like
So
people call it like, oh, it's a greater fool like thing, but like
I've talked to two people on the spectrum. One person that is invested and is actually mining it, and people who jumped on the wave and didn't do the full research, I would say, right? And those would be the people who I'm not necessarily trying to convince, but I put my word out there, and whether they took it or not, right? And yeah, it's like talking to you, the person who is mining it has the same knowledge as you. You're right. Like, yeah, it's gonna go down, and then they're like, yeah, everyone, all of my mining friends or who I'm in talks with, they know the pattern or whatever, right? Like, it's going up now, it'll go down, and
I feel like we're just one card away from this game ending.
Yeah,
And we
yeah,
lost so
yeah.
much momentum there. Like, it was so
Yeah.
fun. And then, like,
Sorry.
Sorry, man. Yeah. Anyway,
You get me talking about money and Bitcoin. I can't stop.
Where were we?
So I was my last card that I got was did Walk of Shame. You already lost the game, so I can't give it
You
to
have
anyone.
7?
no, I have 6.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
you did? I
needs
thought
one
you were
more.
out already.
No, I have
Walk
6.
of shame.
Did the Walk of Shame in
Yeah.
a Halloween costume.
In a Halloween costume.
No,
Never, eh?
No.
I feel like
I don't do
would.
walks of shames, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a strut of pride, man.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like Stylez being the single guy and
yeah.
being
Yeah.
and
What's more likely?
random relationships and
You're right.
I feel like this one has to
So
go
if the
to him.
walk of shame is going home without someone, I know it's not, but let's just say it was. I just did it on Halloween.
Well, then here you go.
Yeah. That's it, baby.
There it is.
All right.
Styles fucking lose it.
Yeah, they said there's no winners, just a loser.
Yeah.
That's me. So we all get to read our cards. I feel like we should save me for the last because I have the most.
Fair. All right, I'll go first. So,
Wait, who
I'm
has
gonna try
the
to
least?
order
Who
them
has
in-
the least?
I got
All right.
4.
Oh, you guys are tied, I think.
yeah. All right, I'll go first.
Okay.
So, in the end, I was voted as interprets everything as flirting. Apologizes for everything.
I see that one more now, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I see that one more. Is that the pink one? Oh, I was going to like the pink one. Now we have 2 pink ones.
Oh shit.
Oh, well, sorry. Keep going.
Yeah, apologizes for everything they have ever done. Builds a fort and sleeps in it for a week. Incapable of being on time.
The funny thing is, I think this builds a fort and sleeps in it for a week. I think, like, I feel like I can picture you, like, say, not having kids and
Yeah.
building a fort.
Yeah.
But then, like, I feel like having the kids is why you slept in it for a week.
For a week, yeah.
And then, and so see the correlation where it's like, and then the next one, incapable of being on time, usually because of me.
Yeah.
So it's like,
That's
I
hilarious.
feel like these ones are believable when it's like,
Influence.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. You add the kids here, like, yeah, I see that for sure. Then it's like, oh yeah, add Stylez in here. It's like, oh yeah, definitely.
That's great. I feel the same way.
Well, apparently you guys judged me as a basic bitch who is always like really cold, who hooks up with moms, but is always right.
No way. No shit.
That was funny.
hilarious.
The other one had the like in it and the basic bit.
Yeah. Unless I say I'm gonna try to order them in a way that actually like it makes sense.
That's funny. Okay, here we go. So, you guys, I don't know. I should have put them in order, but there's too many of them. Finishes every wounded soldier at a party.
Yeah.
Has heart to heart with homeless guy.
That one is 100%.
Yeah, I believe that one more
Yeah.
now. I actually did.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's
You
homeless.
told
He
me
said he
that-
was going home, but
You told me this story about that.
he was dressed like Jack Sparrow, the guy. Has 20-minute conversation with Siri, noticing a fucking a theme here. It's
Yeah.
the
You like to talk.
yeah. Has sketchy friends. I feel like that supports likes to talk as well.
Yeah. Definitely.
Okay. Has sex in public.
That one not ashamed of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carefully constructs
Until you get caught.
carefully constructs social media image. And last but not least, did Walk of Shame in Halloween costume.
I think those paint pretty accurate pictures.
Yeah. I actually don't think I've ever done the Halloween fucking in a costume.
Walk of shame.
You would think res, but no, it wasn't res.
On the
Never
on
did
the
that.
res,
Yeah.
drinking Bepsies
In
and stuff.
in college,
Oh,
yeah.
sorry.
What's in that?
This is
Drugs.
infused.
Oh, it tastes minty or something, or like.
Yeah, so it's got I don't know, it's infused and it's got like usually they're like wrapped in keef, which
Right.
is like green looking, but it's
I got a
white.
ton of that shit in my fucking buster that I need to fucking
Yeah,
do something
yeah.
with.
I'd recommend like I don't know. It's tough. Don't use it all at once because then you can't like toke off your joint, right?
Yeah.
It's way too fun. But like sprinkle
I've done
it,
that before. Just like rolled a whole joint out
Yeah,
of it, and yeah, it doesn't
work,
smoke.
right?
What if you
Yeah.
sprinkle it in your joints? You smoke it like that.
Yeah, and that's really all you need to with the crystal. Like, it's fucking make your joint last twice as long too. Like,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
it burns slow. Yeah, I just like put weed in your paper and then just like dash it on top. Like,
I was thinking about doing that, just like finding a way to like make it stick to the outside, and just like rolling a joint in it,
Right,
so that it
so
like it's like one
either-
of the infused ones.
either people like would wrap it or dip it in oil
Yeah, there's a little bit of distillate on it, and then they roll it in
and
the
they
fucking
roll it.
keef.
Yeah, so it's pretty hard to do it yourself without having like some sort of
Yeah, true. I guess.
extract yourself. Yeah.
I like that game.
Yeah, that was fun.
That's
That
fun.
would be fun with a bunch
A
of
lot
people.
of people. That's
Yeah.
what I said. Yeah.
Yeah, like at
I-
a big party, like everyone drinking around a big table or something,
Yeah.
playing that would be
For sure.
would be fun. Especially if it is like the closer you are, the more fun it would be, right? 'Cause,
Oh,
like,
exact. Because you know those little things. like,
yeah.
And with more people, right? Like Liam and me and I would be like he'd be able to call me out on way more.
Right,
Because
right.
he'd be able to think of like elementary school or whatever. But yeah, so it would be. Yeah, thanks fucking Silver Surfer for showing up, man. Much love, bro.
Ooh, yeah. No, I like that game.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would definitely be better with more people because not only does the judge have more people to choose from, but then also there's
I
more
hope we even
people
played it right. That
more
was-
people that argue
Yeah.
or like debate. We'll say. Yeah, well, we did for sure.
Yeah, we played.
We
it
read
right.
the instructions from the cartoon dogs. Then we read the classic rules and the nice rules.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, by the way, there's this form of this game where you can play where it's the same gameplay as classic rules, except you want to get the cards. Everyone
Tastes
has
like
to convince the
after eights.
judge why
After 8.
they deserve the card. First person to 7 cards wins the game.
Right.
So it's the opacit, man.
No more weed for this guy.
Oh, that's what they all say.
Watermelon and raspberry.
That's what I'm saying right now.
Oh yeah, after 8s, he says.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like watermelon or something,
Yeah.
I taste
watermelon
mint
raspberry.
for
but
sure.
it is minty. Yeah.
No doubt. That cold fucking drag.
Yeah, it's just like I just brushed my teeth with after 8s.
With after 8s.
Yeah.
Did you know that chocolate mint is an actual like mint? Like mint
like
is
a
like a
plant?
plant. Yeah, like
Yeah,
it's an
yeah.
actual like chocolate mint
Yeah, yeah.
is a plant.
Right.
Okay.
And when
yeah.
you eat it, it tastes like chocolate mint.
Right.
Isn't the world crazy?
That's fucked,
Well,
man.
I
Someone
think-
said
It's
that
like
to
which
me.
came first, the chicken or the egg?
Exactly. Yeah. What the fuck? Yeah. So you're telling me the chocolate chip mint ice cream or whatever? They didn't just put those flavors together. They already existed. They separated them, put them back together.
Yeah.
Nature did it all for us. though,
Chicken came before the egg. Obvious.
obviously.
Oh, I'll have one more, man.
Yeah.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, he does.
Fucking hell.
It's Christmas. Excuse me. Yeah, I like the Christmas. We talked about the red or the green, red and green lights or whatever,
Yeah.
and I didn't notice until once we got started. These lights are red and green too.
Oh
was
fuck,
like, oh.
man.
Can't see
yeah.
it from this angle, but it looks orange.
It's Doesn't
I
have
was
the
trying to
blue
put
and
my
purple.
hand, but it's like,
Usually there's like a blue and purple aroma, almost what's on our face
Right.
oh yeah,
everywhere. But yeah,
oh yeah, you can really see the green on your side, eh?
yeah. I never noticed that. Like, I threw this T-shirt on too, and Stevie was all like, "Oh, I like your shirt, Dad." That's
a
your
Christmas
Christmas
shirt.
podcast shirt, yeah.
Yeah. So this is just something I thought of randomly, just thinking of Christmas and stuff.
Yeah.
What's something you got for Christmas whenever you were younger, like that you remember the most?
Yeah. For me, it was a PlayStation 2, and it was gifted to us from a friend of my mom's who, like, we always would bother this person to play it.
Oh yeah.
We had a PlayStation 1, and we would borrow some of this person's PlayStation 1 games to play.
Yeah.
But we had always bothered to play the PlayStation 2. And then one Christmas, we opened this box, and it had, like, everything with the PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
And it was that one. It had, like, I don't know if you guys heard of this game called Time Crisis, but it had these
Yes.
guns. Those were
Yeah,
in
the
there.
guns.
Everything, man. Like, my brother and I were fucking, like, over the moon. Yeah.
I think I maybe rented that game or something. Like
it was
whenever I
fun,
a kid.
man. Time Crisis, like back then, it's like it's like
I'm
Duck
good, Stylez,
Hunt
don't
for
hit that.
Mario, right? Like
Yeah, right.
PlayStation 2, though, you're fucking you're shooting the screen and stuff. It was cool. Yeah, yeah, it was probably that, man.
Jonesy.
I don't know, man. Actually, thinking about it, like, yeah, I think like my whole life from like my UK like experience, like I don't really like remember much of it.
What?
Like as far as like Christmases and shit, you know?
Yeah, it's very.
We were there till
specific.
you're like 12.
Yeah, 13. Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Man, honestly, it's a weird thing. Like it's
Lost
like,
your accent, forgot all your memories.
Yeah, it's like a whole nother life, honestly.
Shit, yeah, I guess so. Like, yeah.
Legit though, like it's like almost like I blacked it out or something. It's like hard for me
Was
to,
it?
unless I really try to think about specific moments. It's like I don't even think about it.
Shit.
I almost feel like it was more of a thing over here maybe than over there. Like,
What, Christmas?
yeah.
No,
Oh, no,
Maybe
no,
Christmas
no,
is
it
UK,
ain't
fucking, like-
No, it's just like it's not
Worldwide,
just
it's
Christmas.
pretty
It's
big,
like
yeah.
you say like memories in a whole.
Yeah,
No,
just like from
no,
that part
yeah.
of my life, you know. I think like if I had like a gift that I was given, like that's the question, right? Like what
Yeah.
Yeah.
really stands out, like it would probably be the one that I remember most is getting the like seasons passes from like Mount Pakenham.
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah,
to go
yeah.
snowboarding.
learning how to snowboard, doing all that shit.
Because it wasn't just. It was like a.
It's like a whole experience.
So,
you know?
yeah.
Right.
A whole season of experience.
Yeah.
Fuck, if you just go with memorable gifts, it'd be everything I got last year for Christmas.
Yeah.
But I got
Is
one year.
that's as far
Oh,
back
shit.
as you can remember too?
No, it's just that I got fucking custom Nike shoes,
Oh yeah.
Louis Vuitton scarf.
Oh yeah.
know?
That's when you got this scarf.
Yeah.
Shit. I knew why.
No take backsies, man, on gifts. It shouldn't be, man. Legally, it's legal. It's illegal to take a gift back, actually. But anyways, beyond that, so as a kid though, I remember the thing is the more time went by, I was just gonna say Ninja Turtles right away.
Yeah.
Just like general Ninja Turtles, because like I got them for a few years in a row for Christmas,
Right.
and I just love Ninja Turtles. But as time went on, I was like, oh yeah, well I remember getting a CD player, like a fucking like stereo and shit like that.
Oh,
Whenever I was
yo.
younger, and I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, fucking right, like that was like super sick.
Yeah.
Um,
You just sparked a memory for me. I got
Me
a-
too, actually.
And I remember
got
getting a
I got a
fucking-
JVC CD Walkman, man.
oh yeah,
And I fucking love that thing. Listen to it on the bus. Every fucking bump it went over, it would skip.
I got a World Industries skateboard one year too, just the deck or whatever. But like,
Yeah.
well then we went like got the rest
Got
of
the
it.
rest. Yeah. It's the little things, man. You know?
Yeah.
And even as an adult, like I guess it's like this year especially. And it's different. We have Amazon, right? So like we have all these packages showing up, and like the kids see it, and it's like, I'm like, man, like it's so obvious, you know.
Right.
We do. There's like light up the night in White Lake, right? It's like a Santa Claus parade, and Santa Claus is there. You take them to the mall. Santa Claus is there. You know, like there's certain days you go do groceries, and the cashier's like, "Oh, Santa Claus will be here later." Like the kids don't hear that, but like to me, I'm like, "Yo, like." I mean,
just
kids
like, yeah, I
don't
just
put
saw him,
this
he's over there.
together, but like it's so fucking obvious. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, I'm like, how do you keep it alive? Or like, I guess some parents are even don't believe in it because they consider it lying to your kids, right?
You know what? It's so funny because like before, like when Odin was just like first born, I was the kind of person that was like, yeah, like I fucking like I was never really big on Christmas. Like it's not been like,
Yeah,
you know, so like to
it's
me,
a
it's just
what
like I'm
I
like whatever, right? Like I know it's all consumerist bullshit. I guess
yeah.
I'm like this kind of like nihilist person of like, ah, it's
You're
all
right
fucking
though.
pointless anyways.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it's
man.
all just a bunch of bullshit, right? And then because I'd be like grown jaded of it, like you realize the truth of it. You're like, oh yeah, we're just like mindless drones buying a bunch of fucking useless shit for all the
Right,
people just to prove that we care about them. Da, da,
right.
da, da,
Yeah,
right? And then like, yeah, and then you have a kid and you're like, wow, you're like, like that magic is back again. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And
yeah.
you see
You're
the
like,
excitement about
yeah.
the possibilities or the things or the
And you
lights
just
and
want to
the
give it to your
decorations and
child,
yeah.
right? You
So
want
I
to.
do. I start talking like, oh yeah, you got to be on like fucking Santa's nice list, you
Yeah,
know. And I'm
yeah.
like doing all these things I said that I wouldn't
Yeah,
do. Um,
yeah, man. This year we for the first time we got the elf on a shelf
oh, I
for
see. That's
for
something I don't
for
think of.
one over fucking price, over fucking price, bro. $50
$50.
What?
because it comes with a book. Okay, so it's this elf that you move around,
Right.
which should be $10 if anything, but no, it comes with a book, so $50. Anyways, because yeah, you'll go around and you'll find these like slim. I grab these two things. I'm like, oh, this is a boy and girl elf on a shelf. Drop them back to the cart, all secret like, right? Danielle looked at them or whatever. She's like, clothing for the elf on a shelf. I'm like, yeah, oh yeah, go fucking figure it is, right?
So
Anyways,
that's my point with the consumers.
yeah,
bullshit.
it is.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we gave in this year, and the kids are fucking eating it up, man. They love
No
it.
doubt,
Every
yeah.
morning,
That's
it's
the thing.
in a
Like
new
I get it.
style.
Fucking
Yeah,
intellectually, I know this is like, but yeah, they love it, and
and
I'm gonna do it for
it's
them.
as they get older, you start to be like, you're like, we got to improvise here. We got to make it a little more believable, right? So this year we were like, for Stevie, right? We got to get the elf on a shelf. And Walter doesn't really know what's going on yet, right? Like he knows there's excitement, or whatever,
Yeah.
but it's like he doesn't know. She does. So every year we make it a little bit more noticeable, but we also don't like give all the glory
Have
away.
you seen
Like
the
all the good shit is from us, and all the necessities is from him,
right,
Santa.
right?
Yeah, that's how we do it.
That's smart. I
Yeah.
saw a video of like one like they put a bunch of fucking like chicken bones with like the elf hat on and
Yeah,
like they
yeah.
put a bunch of ketchup around it.
Yeah.
Like the dog had eaten it or something.
Yeah, that's funny.
Traumatized their kids.
Yeah. You know, it's all in good fun for sure. But I also believe in the other part where yeah, I feel like that's why I like mentioned the UK thing about being celebrated different, because I feel like just the Western civilization, like America over here, is very materialistic. Like, you know,
Oh, it's
buy,
definitely
buy,
the same
buy,
in the
all
UK.
yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
right, okay,
Yeah. Yeah, we're all very westernized.
right,
It's the same advertisements, just different product.
right.
I'm just joking.
You're probably right though, right? Like, fuck. Or just a
But
different
it's the
language.
same marketing, right? It's the same
It
sort of like
is.
mentality where it's
It's
like
the
buy,
strategy.
because again, that's essentially what drives the economy, right?
Yeah,
That's
for
what
sure.
props up. Yeah, like
It's
it
the
all goes back
last,
to the money. But
oh, yeah,
again,
they're
I don't want to
looking-
be here all night talking
Liquor
about
sales
Yeah,
go up
yeah.
at the end of the year like crazy.
It's quarters, right? The year's built up in quarters, and it's the last quarter. It's the golden quarter. Fucking make the last push with all the holidays, and then that's it for the end of the year, right?
Yeah.
It's February in a business year. I do believe that the end of January is considered the end of that year of a bit of like corporations and stuff for bringing in money.
We're talking about fiscal years.
Yeah,
I
like
have no
it'd be
idea.
so no, I like
Like,
the way I understand it, it was like there's 3 months to a quarter,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and there's 4 every year, and that one ends.
Yeah,
the,
so-
the brand new quarter starts January. Maybe it's like somewhere in the middle of January. I don't know, but like
and
I
it's
thought it was the
always
start of the
Yeah, I
year.
It's
thought it was the
always
start of the
slow,
year.
right? So it's definitely been propped up, right? The end of the year to make all the money they can. So
Right?
here
Yeah. So
go.
you go good push into
Thanksgiving
the
and
New Year's.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, man. Once you realize how it all fucking ticks, and you realize that it's all like, you see through it, like everything.
You
like,
buy into it. 'cause
fucking, it's
the
all
ins-
marketing, man.
Yeah,
Like we've
you
all just
buy
been
in-
marketed to,
for sure.
and like we all like have an idea of how shit is supposed to work. Like, oh, we live in a democracy, and we go and vote, and da da da, and like
yeah, or like
we
how
buy
you-
some products,
yeah,
but man, we've all like.
it's
I'm
just-
convinced we live in a fucking simulation.
Yeah.
We've
it's
all just been
pro-
marketed to.
everything has been propped up for a reason, right? Like if you were to take away this holiday, every fucking business, Walmart, Canadian Tire, everybody, it would be the biggest impact probably, right?
Oh,
They
for
would
sure,
have to
right.
rethink ways to make up that money in that quarter.
No doubt.
So it's very structured to continue that way, right? Yeah.
Is always the little spoon.
That's hilarious. Fuck, that would never be you.
No. No.
Oh shit.
You've just been the big spoon on the inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone asks how the roof is, but no one asks how the roofer is. Yeah, same
that's
thing
pretty good.
applies. Yeah. That's funny.
God damn. So what's up for New Year's? You guys have any plans?
Not like
I got
Yeah.
invited to a pajama exchange party.
Pajama
way.
exchange?
Yeah, so like
You wear
like-
someone else's?
or they're supposed to buy pajamas for you to wear that. I don't know.
Everyone buys a pair of pajamas and then they trade them?
There's rules to it. Apparently they did it last year. My brother went to it. So like that like the friends we went to like in the summer. I showed you their backyard. They got a super nice backyard.
Oh yeah.
Castleman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be at
They're-
their place.
Right.
Yeah, they got a super nice place and fucking super nice pool outside it. I know they would be using that now, but yeah.
Yeah, it'd
Anyways,
be a nice place to host a party.
it would be, but
And it's
I'm
a
not sure about this whole
pajama.
pajama thing.
Yeah, let's do it.
Sounds like
Everyone's coming.
it sounds
Yeah.
like the regular, so the new thing seems to be like that. They call it like Santa roulette or whatever, like
Oh, yeah.
where
Chinese Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. But I guess yours is like everyone buys pajamas, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what we do though. So when I go away, we're gonna do the roulette. You open a gift
And
and
someone
then
can steal it from you.
someone can take
Yeah.
it or open a gift,
Yeah.
and then a gift is opened. Or I don't know.
I remember you saying
Someone
there was
go-
rules. There was like you could take a gift.
You
Yeah.
can take a gift, but I
But a
think
gift can only be stolen once or something.
once. Yeah, and then
Just seems cruel.
yeah, well it is, yeah, for sure. It's pretty fun though.
No doubt.
It started off small, like the first year, like it was pretty funny. Fucking Danielle's dad ended up with his gift. Like no one really knew what to expect, right? He ended up like getting his gift back to himself, and that was pretty funny because it was like just the way it worked out, just the way it worked out. He had the best gift, and it was open first, and he was like last,
Right.
right? So then it was like the first year everyone's seen that and was like, oh, that's how it's played. So then last year we had some fun with it, but this year I expect like some
No holds barred.
fucking like some fun with it for sure. But
That's good shit.
yeah, you just set like a limit, $50 limit, put together a basket or whatever, and it's pretty cool, man. Last year I got a blanket that I still use today, and like one of those Mastercraft flashlights that's super bright.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
12 million candles
Yeah,
or whatever.
I was using
Should
that in my
fucking-
garage till I got power in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Start shooting down those drones that are flying around everywhere.
Yeah, New Jersey. You guys see that shit?
Yeah.
Crazy.
You guys
Crazy.
see, well, I didn't see it either, I guess, but I heard that Shaun White snowboarded down Everest.
Everest. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen that too. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Like recently?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Like from the top?
From the top, man. Yeah.
Did he hike it up first?
I would hope so.
You would have had to because you can't
Or
do
yeah.
it by helicopter.
No?
Not to the summit.
No?
Only
So-
to one of the base camps, and then then you got to stay at a base camp for a week or two to like climatize. Then you can climb again, and then there's like a final one too. So there's like that one, and then the one before the summit, you have to stay there for a bit too, and then.
There's a guy from Renfrew who climbed it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was on a team that climbed it.
Yeah, I know.
A doctor.
That's crazy.
Forget which one.
Yeah, that's
but
definitely not on my bucket list.
no.
Yeah, apparently it's like more like that. Like
What is it, like a
tourist
20-minute walk
attraction.
or what?
Literally, you
I
gotta.
know.
Yeah,
People are dying up there and stuff.
yeah.
They're like literally dead bodies scattered. Like you
Yeah,
have to
is,
there's
step
a
over
thing
yeah.
called
them.
like Rainbow Valley, and it's called Rainbow Valley because of the colors of the jackets and stuff they're all wearing. Yeah,
Oh, of
there's a
course,
guy they
man.
call Green Boots, I think his name is.
Yeah.
He's like, there's a cave, it's Green Boots Cave or whatever.
Right.
It's like he's
He's,
all like
like, right
curled up in
there.
there or some shit, or
Yeah.
like
It's so crazy too because they're so preserved because it's like
Frozen.
yeah,
And
they
him
don't
too. He
decay.
probably like the thing with the mountains too is like he probably fell through a soft spot and then ended up caught, and then just the way the mountain changes as people would walk
Oh,
up and
yeah,
now
yeah.
see him all that exposed, but when he was there, it was all snow. Right?
Man, there's a guy there, like, he was like, I don't know if he was like the first guy or something, but he was like up there with like the first people. And because I think what it was like, there's people that say that like this other dude was first, but then like they found this other guy, so they're like, well, I think maybe he was first.
Right.
And they say that like there's so I guess I think he was coming down a thing and he fell or something or whatever. Like he was
Yeah.
on a rope, I think,
Right.
or whatever.
Yeah.
But he there's like a flag that you have that you bring up or whatever,
Yeah.
and you like put it in there, say you were there,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
he didn't have like that flag on him,
Right. Right.
and so they think he was on his way down. 'Cause
Right.
also he was on this like rope, like descending or whatever, you know.
Yeah. There would
Um,
be areas where, yeah.
So they
like,
think he
along,
was like the
rock
first to
ledges.
like, because he didn't have that, and, like whatever. But yeah, I forget the story exactly, but he fell maybe or something, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's like I saw like a thing where they like had to like leave this person. They just like
Yeah. You
can't
do. Yeah.
do it. Like we just and they had to fucking leave.
So there's
Once I saw the Rainbow Valley thing, I saw a meme about Rainbow Valley or something, right? And I'm like, before I go on believing anything, like let's
Yeah,
see what
look
this
it
is,
up,
you know? And I'm
yeah,
like, whoa! And I
sure.
went on this whole like rabbit hole thing, and like
There's a
It's crazy,
movie.
man.
There's a movie based on a true story about like climbers on Everest.
oh yeah, is it the guy cuts off his arm?
No, that's
No, that's in the desert.
that's James Franco in 127 hours.
Yeah, I
or
didn't
whatever.
realize it was him. But anyways,
Oh yeah. But yeah, I know like it's like the same thing, Everest or whatever. it's like the climb is very planned, right? And so there's people who fucking make the summit in time, and then there's people who don't. And then in this story of the movie Everest, based on the true story, is where there's this guy who's tried to summit for the third time and he's not making it on the planned schedule. And there's the leader guy is already on his way down, but he fucking gives in and summits the guy, right? Which puts them behind time, and a storm hits and all this shit. It's the same, like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, like all the same shit. Fucking the the leader just ends up frozen up, like can't get down. Yeah, freezing up. Like,
Sounds fun.
I know, right? Like it's
Yeah, that's what I
crazy.
say.
Shit.
Not on my bucket list of
People
things
are
to
like
do.
still doing it. I guess
Still
they're
doing it.
making
Imagine like
they're
1,000
making warmer
years and,
sleeping
like,
bags now.
if
Yeah.
like the climate changes or whatever, and like
It's not so cold up there.
yeah, everyone's they all start
Exactly,
thawing
man.
out or something. But
I'd
just like
say
the
I
amount of
would-
bodies that are littered up there, like if something happened to the human race and like in 1,000 years, like
Yeah.
the aliens come down and start,
Yeah,
like,
at that
"Whoa,
point,
why is
right?
this one mountain
Yeah.
just littered with bodies?"
Yeah. I just
It's like they
wouldn't-
were trying to
I
get to
wouldn't be
something.
greedy. I wouldn't be greedy, you know, like
You wouldn't keep any of the bodies for yourself.
well, no, like I would get up there and leave. I feel like a lot of the reasonings why people end up dead is greed. Either they're not going to make it, they're told not to do it, they do it anyways, or something.
I think those are the kind of people that are climbing Mount Everest. You know what I mean? If you're the type of person to be climbing Mount Everest,
Yeah,
you're
right.
probably the
That's
like
prob-
most stubborn.
right,
Like you're
yeah.
like, no,
Yeah.
I'm fucking
Well,
doing
and
this,
think about
you know?
too.
Yeah.
It's like think about like even earlier I was talking about like the steps it took to get there. You know what I
You're
mean?
right.
So
That's
like
what-
you're like
that's
right
what would
fucking
make
there.
These
Like
people a dick because they're like, I did all this work and I'm fucking doing it. I'd probably be one of those people, right? Right? For sure, I'm one of those people. If I put in all the hard work to train and then I was at this point, I'd be like, I'm here, fucking life or death.
Right,
bro.
you're pushing
Yeah.
through.
Yeah. But hey man, yeah, I don't know. I know Mike Posner did it. I don't know.
Everest.
Yeah, he did Everest. After he walked
Crazy.
across America.
After he walked
yeah.
across America, did you see those guys skateboarded across America?
I think I saw something of that.
It's fucking. They just got to New York.
Yeah. I think
Hey
I
Siri. Who are the guys that skateboarded across Canada? Oh, fuck, you're a faggot. Hello? Oh, that's horrible.
Do you have the Apple Intelligence thing set up?
No. Hey Siri.
I don't know if it's on anything other than the 16.
Really? I thought it was
Who are the guys that skateboarded across America?
pretty dope. It's got Chat GPT
Yeah.
like connected
Oh,
with it
well.
or whatever.
See, she doesn't like me.
She doesn't want it.
No, I don't have. I don't think it works
So
for
it's like-
mine. I
It
have
doesn't
11.
work for mine either.
You see how it goes around the sides like that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So now
Holy
you go,
fuck.
hey Siri.
You
Who are the
she
people that
talks to you.
skateboarded across America?
Drop that. F-bomb.
Use Chat GPT.
So this happens all the time in my house, fucking, because our daughter's name is Siri, and Siri pops up all the time when we say her.
Jay Van Voorpal
Thanks for saying
and
Sure.
Oreo Ramirez are the two skateboarders who recently completed a 76-day journey across the United States,
76
starting
days.
from LA. And then it just
76 what?
days.
days. That seems like a short amount of time.
Short amount of fucking time.
There's no way they did it in that amount of
Yeah,
time.
that's what I'm thinking too, man. Like if they did that in 76 days, they skateboarded 36 days.
There's no way.
These dudes didn't stop to pee or eat. They
Yeah,
ate
or sleep
and
or nothing.
fucking- Yeah.
They're just like sleeping on their skateboards, just downhill. Maybe I read that wrong. It disappeared, but
I think so. I think so. Let's see how long it would take to walk across Canada. And then
Canada longer.
subtract some time.
Canada longer
big
than
time.
the U.S. For sure.
Oh,
the U.S. is a big fucking country, though.
yeah, true. But they also went
have
from like
more
California to, or no, they went from.
It started in LA, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
That's what
Well,
it said, I
it-
think.
Okay,
it would
yeah,
take
yeah.
way longer to walk across.
It's
Like
diagonal though, so
yeah, to walk across Canada than the U.S.
But yeah,
Like night and day. Like fuck, it takes like 4 days to drive to BC.
if you do it straight, it's 2 days exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, from Canada or from Canada, fuck, from Ontario to.
Because it takes a full day just to leave Ontario,
Yeah, it's crazy.
and then it's 2 days to get across the prairies, and then you hit Alberta, and then
And it's all mostly fucking just empty land.
it is. That's right. That's why it's 2 days. And I know this because fucking my buddy went. He fucking went to Dryden, Saskatchewan. Took him 2 days to fucking get out of Ontario just driving. Broke down in Dryden, Ontario, which was like right along the border. And yeah, he was like in somewhere in Saskatchewan. And yeah, anyways. I'm pretty sure it takes about a full day to leave Ontario and then 2 days to get to Alberta after that.
What if,
And
I'm
we-
telling you, if you just drive straight,
Like, as the
it's
bird
an
flies,
hour.
you know, like-
yeah, it's an hour less 2 days. So it's
Straight to
so
BC?
it's yeah, it's something
Okay.
like 47 hours.
Right, okay, yeah.
Because I've looked it up before.
Yeah.
Like
Well, that makes sense because we drove to Florida in 27 hours. No, and we stopped for like.
yeah, it's
So
less.
then, if you look
That's
at
a lot of
that
driving.
and put it towards BC, it would make this. Yeah, make to do it in about a day and a bit.
Susan's calculating it.
Yeah.
1 day, 18 hours. That's through the States though.
Right.
But if you go through Canada, it doesn't show a version to go through Canada.
That's straight blue line through the state.
Yeah, look at there's the border.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah, it goes through the lake.
The whole way too, eh? Like only when you like get all the way to the west, you come up into it. That's crazy.
I don't know how to make it just stay in Canada.
only,
Yeah. Route has tolls.
Yeah, take away the tolls.
Yeah. How do you do that though? Oh well.
It should be is there like another
Avoid tolls.
yeah, there you go.
There we go. It's calculating. But yeah, anyways, I'm pretty sure it's yeah. Where are we? 1 day, 21 hours. That's through Canada.
So it's almost 2 days all
Yeah.
the way. Stop.
Yeah. Like I said.
Yeah.
Too much
Actually,
driving.
A
Yeah.
lot of driving.
I know
Put me on
somebody who
plane.
did it. Well, it was a couple guys. They like took turns or
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah, no
But I'm
doubt.
pretty sure they all stayed awake
Yeah.
the whole time.
I remember we drove to Florida. I didn't drive. It was one of my friend's dads or whatever. And it took fucking 26 hours and he stopped in Georgia. I shit you not. This guy drove like nonstop.
That's
7 in the
crazy.
morning, one morning, and didn't stop. It was like some random time in Georgia. Like obviously it was like 3 in the morning or something. He pulled over in this fucking parking lot in Georgia, just like shut his lids for probably an hour and then drove us the rest of the way. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's a man on a fucking
I would have
mission
been
right
out
there.
for a day
Yeah.
if I slept with that.
Yeah, really.
That's crazy. I would have slept on
They
the road.
they have done it before though. This family or whatever, yeah. So I guess he was used to it or has done it before, but yeah.
Wild.
And then like us, I think I was like, so when we got there in Disney World, right? So when we got there, like yeah, fucking, I'm gonna sleep. All of us laid down to sleep. Then probably in about fucking 10-minute increments, one person got up, went to shower. And then the next person, once that person was done, got up, showered, and then after that, we were all awake. We were already awake for over a day.
You're just going on
Oh,
fumes.
we were excited. Yeah, I remember. I'll never forget that moment for sure. Like, I remember trying to sleep. Like, yeah, I should sleep. Yeah. Fucking no, man. Yeah, no, I'm going out there. Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty cool. But that was just a fucking, yeah. So 2 days all the way out to BC. I remember fucking, I was supposed to go out there by train one time.
Oh
It
yeah,
was supposed to take 4 days.
I was gonna do that. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
If it was like a nice, comfy train, like that'd be like
they
a
have
fun
Yeah,
some
it
of the
was.
shit on there is like they actually have like rooms.
Another train I
and
took to
shit.
Toronto, like
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
sucked. Like being
So-
on that kind of train for
Yeah.
If you went on that
4 days or
this
whatever.
train, it's like so the ceilings are glass and shit,
Yeah.
and it's like I think it's like $500 or $600 or something. But if you get that one, you're just sitting on a seat like for the whole ride.
right.
Yeah.
And then you can use the washroom and shit, but like
Yeah.
that's it. But then like it like goes up and up and up, right? Like it's like for a little more, a little more, a little more.
Yeah.
So like it was like $1,600, I think, and you get like this, it's like a little like apartment almost,
Yeah.
And then some of them were just like it was like a room that like had like one of those like Murphy bed things in it.
Right.
But when you folded that down, that was the room. Like that was the whole
okay,
thing.
Right.
So like you would have to be outside of the room to pull the bed down
Yeah.
and then like get in and close the door. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Your shit would be under the door,
Right.
under the bed. And then there was a thing. It was like $6 or $7 and it's like you get like a little bit bigger apartment thing where there was like a pretty big bed and there was like 2 seats with like a TV and shit and like a little like fridge and shit.
Right.
But there was a guy that would he would go
Sign
get
me
you
up for
like
that. That's how I wanna
drinks and
travel.
shit and like whatever. But the other one, sorry, I forgot to say the other one that you have like a little room and shit.
Yeah.
With that, you get like access to the like bar car or whatever.
Oh, so you
um,
can leave and like grab what you want.
Yeah, yeah.
whenever, yeah. It's still.
So there was like a little more
imagine-
perks, a little more like the more you went up and shit. So
Yeah.
it was like better.
Man,
but-
imagine traveling out to BC with fucking,
Oh yeah,
that cart, some service, a little fucking like.
Just
cool
gotta win the
area,
lottery
yeah.
first.
yeah. Hopefully that's a 2-way trip, man.
I've always heard though, man, like, so that's how I traveled when I actually went to college in Kingston.
Yeah,
I always took the train. Always took
yeah,
the train home, and I'd be picked up in Ottawa or whatever. I love taking.
yeah. I do too.
It's
Yeah.
super simple, and it
We
was
used to go
super
down
simple.
to Toronto and like Niagara Falls
Yeah,
and shit
yeah.
on the train.
And I would always get like the area where they come and be like, "Oh, this is the emergency area."
You gotta
They
for
teach
the
you how
window
to
and shit.
open the
Yeah,
window
yeah,
and shit. Yeah, be like, yeah, I like it in here. No one else is here.
yeah.
Yeah. And then, yeah, man, I even remember then, like, I'd plug all my shit in, be like, oh, man, if I ever had to do a long travel, this is how I'd like to do it,
Yeah.
I had everything there.
You'd choose trains over planes.
Yeah, trains over planes, man. It was
So-
and, like, dirt cheap. I think I was paying $60.
Holy
Yeah.
shit! Now it's like,
Yeah, I bet it's probably, if I had to guess, probably 120.
it's been a few years. Oh no, it's been a few years, but I don't know, maybe. But
I'm thinking traveling
the
from
last
Ottawa
time I went to, oh yeah, that's right. I went to Sarnia. The last time I went to Sarnia was like 2020 January,
Okay.
I think, and I don't remember what it cost, but I'm pretty sure it was like 200 and something. No, yeah,
Crazy.
but that's Sarnia, so like that's like 4 or 5 times
Yeah, exactly.
2 ways. Any motherfucking way. What do you
Yeah,
boys say,
shit, man.
man? Let's
Well,
get out of here.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like this chair is getting more and more uncomfortable.
No
Yeah,
doubt.
yeah. Sinking in.
shit.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in all year, everybody.
Yeah,
It's been a
man.
fun one.
6
guess-
fucking years.
I guess this is like what they say, like this is the end of the season or whatever.
Yeah.
Season 5.
Yeah, season 5
In the books.
in the books for sure. That's crazy.
That's it.
Season 6 begins in a couple of weeks, I guess. And next year, I guess. That's crazy. 2025 is here, man. That's so...
Yeah, man.
Crazy
2025.
to
We're
say,
a quarter
right?
of the way through the 21st century.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I was looking at Girl's ID the other day, and it was like 2005. And I was like, no way. And then I'm like,
Yeah.
wait, oh shit. I was like, this girl's going to be 20 in March. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
holy shit. I'm like,
You're
that's
like,
so
that chick's a
weird.
baby.
Yeah, like so
She's
weird.
10 years old. Man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not giving her shit, man.
Yeah.
But anyways, Merry Christmas, guys.
Yeah, Merry
Same.
Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas, everybody out there.
Much love to you guys. You know, I appreciate everything that's been done over the last 6 years between both of you guys, you know. And I'll leave everyone with this. Success is not built on success. It is built on failure. It's built on the nights you wanted to quit and you said no. And you kept going.
Facts.
Oh, yeah, I like that. Okay, and that actually goes along with the fucking the thing I was saying with the steps and stuff,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like it's.
Yeah, exactly, man.
I think so, anyways.
For sure it does. Absolutely, bro.
Oh, jeez. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody, and we'll see you next year.
In the new
Sorry, I just
year.
really want to make that joke again. See you next year. Yeah, Merry Christmas. Be safe. Watch out for the feds. All that stuff. You know. Tell your friends if you see a roadblock. Look at that fat guy on the screen, man. Oh, he's that way. There he is. But I lost that sweater too. Anyways, before this turns into an extended goodbye, I'm Stylez the Prophet.
I'm B Show.
And I'm Jonesy.
Together with the Basement Weirdos, this is the 4G audio podcast. And yeah, happy and safe holidays. See you next season, next year. Thanks for everything.
Much love, y'all.
Gang, baby.
Peace.
Podcast double.